It's time for high school football, a Beaver County radio tradition for the last 77 years. 2025 Beaver County Radio football coverage is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, Beaver County Radio Digital Media, and beavercountyradio.com. Now let's head out to the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
Welcome to Reeves Field. Elwood City and Beaver Falls tonight. They are playing for a guaranteed playoff spot. The loser is on the outside looking in, hoping to be able to get a wild card spot. However, it looks as though that may very well happen. We'll talk about that and break it all down for you coming up a little bit on the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show. Elwood City led by Dan Bradley and Beaver Falls by Coach Jim Mooney. And we'll start off with the Ellwood City Wolverines. And Mike, it's an interesting season for them so far. They've had moments of grandeur, and then like against Riverside a couple of weeks ago where they just were lights out on offense, and then they go through games like they had against New Brighton that we carried a few weeks ago where the offense just wasn't there and the defense struggled, and they came out of that game where they were expecting a win and ended up with a loss.
Yeah, Dan Bradley had to put a new quarterback in to replace his quarterback from last year. Everybody knew that. But still, he had a lot of linemen back. But when you lose a lot of people from a team that went, 11-1, 12-1, something like that, they were their own worst enemy. When we saw them against New Brighton, they made a lot of mistakes. They easily could have been up by 3 scores in that game, but New Brighton played good defense, took advantage of turnovers. As Dan Bradley said, if we play our game, we play the game we're capable of playing, we feel we can beat anybody. But he doesn't think they played their best game yet. A lot of coaches say that, but they're gonna rely a lot on Tyler Smiley, who's gotten better and better and better as the season has gone along.
Yeah, 297 yards and 5 touchdowns in the win against Riverside a few weeks ago. Just absolutely outstanding. Even though he struggled earlier in the season, he's still looking at a touchdown to interception ratio of like 15-10. So, and most of those interceptions are earlier on in the season. He's coming around really well. And then at running back, they have 3 guys that they feel comfortable giving the ball. The one that was going to be the workhorse tonight, Richard Curtin, and then Julian Frisk will back him up, and Anthony Barbario, who's just fantastic on offense and defense. He'll be getting the ball quite a bit tonight too.
That's true. In a situation like that, the guy that's hot is going to get the ball. I mean, they've got a good offensive line. So is it Frisk? Is it Barbario? Barbario's a senior. He started out the year with more carries, but then as time has gone along, Frisk has gotten a little bit better. Curtin, as you said, he's a junior, but he's played well. So a lot of times in these situations, you kind of rest guys. So I got a feeling Dan Bradley, knowing that even with a loss, he'd be a wild card, they're going to maybe rest some guys, and they're going to get everybody some time. So they're going to probably switch between those guys and not have one back that just gets everything.
Yeah, and one of the big bits of news for Elwood City is they have a lineman that is just absolutely stellar that will not be in tonight. They will be going with Craig Patterson to play right tackle, and also he will start on the defensive side of the ball as well at defensive end because of injuries to one of their star players. So they've been dealing with the bug a little bit about everybody's dinged up a little bit at some point, and some people hurt more than others.
Yeah, I mean, everybody this time of year. Some teams have lost star players. Some teams have lost a couple of linemen, but it's plug people in at this level of ball in 2A. There's people nicked up, as we'll talk about Beaver Falls the same way, and you can go to Hopewell, you can go to Aliquippa, you can go everywhere. People were dinged up, people were playing hurt, people were playing at 50%. I can go through almost every team in the league like that, but you're only as good as your freshmen and sophomores, the guys that stepped up, the guys that have played well in camp, the guys that have earned their position to be part of that top 11.
Yeah, Tristan Reynolds is the defensive lineman I was referring to. He's a senior, huge, big guy that's not able to play tonight because of injury. It looks as though he may be out for the rest of the season, even into the playoffs. And that's one of the big issues now, is that how much do you play guys? Because this win matters, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much if you really hobble yourself to get into the next round of the play, which is the postseason next weekend.
Yeah, that's always something you got to think about. And, Dan Bradley, I think he knows that with a loss, they're still a wild card, but they'd probably have to go on the road and play. But being that Elwood City, the town, has already moved Halloween from next Friday to next Thursday, they really want a home game, and that community really supports. They'll travel with them on the road, but I know they'd like a win, but I think circumstances are going to dictate. And if you're sitting there in the fourth quarter tied, do you play your backups or do you try to win the game? So I think every kid's going to want to win. The coaches are going to want to win, and you deal with next week. And if somebody gets hurt, well, you hope somebody doesn't get hurt. But I think these guys are in the win mentality. But if you're down late in the game, I think you'll see people getting arrested, either team. But is going into it, I think they both have winning mentality.
Dominic Hogue on the wide receiver, number 1 for them. Dalen Curry, it comes in as their number 2 receiver. Expect to hear their names mentioned quite a bit tonight. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they have a couple of guys that are just really outstanding. Cameron Mills, number 8, Declan O'Brien, number 39 at linebacker, and Anthony Barbario. He doesn't start, but he's number 3 in the team in tackles. He makes the most of his time on the field.
I know you asked Coach about that when we talked to him yesterday. I mean, I'll tell you what, they have some good linebacking crews, and that's what's good about Elwood City is they've gotten a little bit better defensively. And, with kids that are 16, 17 years old, 15, 16, 17, some at 18, what do you get out of them on a Friday night? How up are they for the games? What do they got going on in their life? You got to get kids motivated. A guy like Barbario, it is kind of odd that he doesn't start, but he leads the team in tackles. Maybe he deserves to start, but being in that sub role has helped them. So why not use him in that role if it helps your team?
Beaver Falls is going to have to pay attention to number 9 where he is tonight. He leads the team in tackles for loss, 16 on the season. So he's almost a guarantee for 1.5 a game. We'll expect him to get that.
And that's going to be a big key. If their linebackers, the guys you just mentioned, all 4 of those guys, if they play well and they limit Beaver Falls' running game, that puts Elwood City on the field more, and that's going to be the difference in the game. What can those linebackers do in their tackles and their usual, and what can their defense do to stop their guys like Curry and Hogue and stop Smiley, get him, put pressure on him? I think that Elwood's defense dictates this game, and we'll find out.
Let's check in with Derek. He's on the sideline with the first report of the evening. Derek, did you have a chance to talk to Coach Bradley?
I did. Had a brief conversation with Bradley. He's very optimistic about their game today. Just talk about playing smart on both sides of the field. Looking forward to seeing what his defense do. I kind of brought up defense. Sorry, break it up. So he's pretty optimistic the team's going to play pretty good. Everyone practice went well. Everybody's heads are on straight, and they're ready to go. All
right, thank you very much, Derek. Do appreciate that. We'll come back. We'll take a look at what's happening with Beaver Falls. We'll also look at matchups from around the county. A lot of really big games and playoff implications are on the line, not only about where you'll land in the seeding, but there's at least one team that is playing tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive. They could go anywhere from winning the conference to being on the outside looking in and having their season come to an end this evening. We'll get to that and a whole lot more coming up on the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth on Beaver County Radio.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
Hi, I'm Tashawn, a proud graduate of Aliquippa Junior Senior High School and formerly a student at Johnson C. Smith University. I made the decision to stay drug-free, and that choice opened up doors for me in school, sports, and in life. Opioid misuse is a growing problem in communities throughout Beaver County. Every day, more than 100 people in the U.S. lose their lives to opioid overdoses. Opioids don't just affect one person, they impact families, schools, and futures. Opioids are powerful and dangerous when misused. The best choice you can make is to stay informed and stay drug-free. Choosing to stay drug-free helped me focus on my goals and build something better. To learn more and get involved, follow us on Facebook at Drug Free Aliquippa. Your future starts now. Drug Free Aliquippa, strong choices and brighter futures.
Hello, this is Alan Bross, General Manager at Moon Township Ford. Just like a good football team is trained to win, our goal is to win you over with our own team of experienced professionals equipped with what it takes to make your dreams of a new car come true. So if you haven't visited us for a while, come over and see what we have to offer. Or visit our exciting selection of cars and trucks online. Find out why people keep running back to Moon Township Ford. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Welcome back to the Fisher D. Brighton Foodland pregame show. I'm Mangino. Mike Azadian with me in the broadcast booth. We'll check in with Derek Rossiter coming up in just a moment. Let's talk about Beaver Falls. Jim Mooney and what a turnaround he has made. Last season, winless. Started off the regular season in non-conference play, couldn't get himself a win. And then we were here for that very disappointing loss to Western Beaver where in many categories his team played really well, matching Western Beaver and maybe even outperforming them. But those moral victories weren't enough. But then the victories came, one after another, and now Beaver Falls, that at the beginning of the season probably thought, my goodness, we may not see the playoffs this year, now tonight has a chance to play for a home game in the playoffs.
Well, things come around, and, you can't help sometime that classes of kids, and, 3 years ago they had a monster senior class, and that happens. It's happened to Riverside. It's happened to New Brighton. It's happened to a lot of teams. And with them, they were a championship program, going to the championship game so many years in a row, winning, going to the state semifinals, and then you drop completely off. Well, they lost everybody, and they only brought back a few seniors, a handful of juniors, and so it was a rebuilding year. I know he didn't want to talk like that because he still wanted to win. Took him a long time to realize they were building to this year, and it hurt him to lose because he's been a part of this program for a long time. But you're right. They took some tough losses. They kept working. They got a great mentality. The kids have a strong work ethic. So in that case, they've slowly built back up, and maybe a little ahead of where some people think they are with a sophomore quarterback. But it's Beaver Falls. It's tough kids. They're not going to lie down to you. So it's not a surprise. I said after that game, we both did, this team is going to make it tough for the teams that make the playoffs, and this team has a shot at the playoffs. Well, I think they're in, but they've exceeded where a lot of people thought they would be at the beginning of the season. You make great points.
For those of you who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, you will notice that there is a crowd coming across the 50. It is senior night here at Beaver Falls, and they are honoring the seniors for the football program, cheerleaders, and in the band. And you look at this core group for this team that is leading them and their seniors at some of the most important positions. You have at center Jacob Jesseman. He's been playing all 4 years here for Beaver Falls and has been a catalyst. He knows what it's like to win a championship. You look at Kenny Jewell, who's a standout wide receiver. Defense, you can play him in any position according to Coach Mooney. Just give him a spot to play, he'll go play it. And then Christian Dawkins at tailback. Just these three guys have led. They know what it means to win, and they are teaching these younger guys what it means as well.
And I'm hoping in 2 weeks that we're going to have Beaver Falls on the coach's corner. And I'm looking forward to talking to Dawkins, Jewell, Jesseman. I've talked to Jewell before in basketball, and, in ways you feel bad for these kids because they came up on this team when they went through the bad years. But their bad years didn't last for 4, 5, 6 years. Their program's up, and they're going to lose some of these guys, but they've got some great classes coming up. So this team's going to be viable going forward. But not only they're going forward, but tonight and in the playoffs. I don't know about anybody else, but some of these other sections, maybe they see Beaver Falls as being down last year, but I think some of these other coaches in other these conferences are hoping they don't draw a Beaver Falls team because they know that these kids are going to play tough and hard, and you can't just walk in and beat them easily anymore.
Yes, and these seniors, they paid their dues again last year. They could have easily said, look, this team isn't going anywhere. I'm done playing football. I'll just focus on basketball or go do something else. But they played through a winless season last year where they were embarrassed in a number of games. And there was every reason to believe at the beginning of the season that they weren't going to be able to turn this around. But they bought into Coach Mooney. They bought into the program. And now it's paying dividends. So what a wonderful lesson that they're learning in life that they're going to be able to take with them forward.
Exactly. And, like any school, I've seen schools where a kid quits playing a certain sport. Some kids just don't have the motivation. They got family problems. Whatever it is, you're going to have that. But Beaver Falls, these kids stuck with it, like you said. And for them, it's a reward to be on a team that's relevant now. The crowds are getting bigger. The rivalries are big. They had a chance to go back to New Brighton and win, and seeing the interviews with these kids afterwards, it was big time. It was important to them to win this game. When you see Dawkins and you saw their quarterback, the interviews after the game, they were so excited to go to New Brighton and win. Well, they put in a lot of time, and the development of these guys and the leadership of these seniors has meant a lot to Coach Mooney.
Derek Rossiter's on the sideline. Derek, did you have a chance to talk to Coach Mooney?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, spoke to Coach Mooney, talked to him a little bit about practice this week and how the motivation was with the team coming off a tough loss. They put it behind them. They're focused. Both sides of the ball practiced really well this week. you can definitely tell on the field with I asked a little bit about where we're going to be at on the offense. You're going to see a lot of Xavier Smith on the offense. You will see Christian on both sides of the ball. They're pretty pumped. They said their players in the locker room all morning, all afternoon are ready to go.
Very good. Thank you very much, Derek. Do appreciate that. And we'll take a look at matchups from around the Beaver County area coming up. Also, we'll check in with Joe from Boomtown DIY Solar. He is covering the Hopewell North Catholic game. A really big matchup for Hopewell to be able to assure themselves a spot in the playoffs. They are hoping that even if they don't, they can still get in. But it sure does make it a whole lot easier if you get the victory.
A lot of scenarios like that we'll go over. I've pretty much got it pretty much down in my head. There's a lot of winning you're in. There's a lot of losing you probably get in, but a lot's going to depend on who they pick in wild cards. But I'm pretty confident we're going to get a pretty good handful of teams in from Beaver County.
The Fitchers New Brighton Foodland pregame show continues in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
We are at Reeves Field getting ready for kickoff in less than 10 minutes. First, though, we check in with Joe from Boomtown DIY Solar. He is going to be at the Hopewell Northgate game tonight. You can find out more about Joe, and you can save money at boomtownsolar.net.
Hey, welcome to Hopewell Township, Tony Dorsett Stadium on this brisk football-type weather night. Thanks, Mike and Mangino. I'll bring in sixth grade updates throughout this great night on Friday Night Lights. Huge game with playoff implications right now. Hopewell Vikings versus the North Catholic Trojans. Hopewell hasn't made the playoffs since 2012. Hopewell is coached by third-year coach Matt Modis. Hopewell is 6-3 overall and 2-3 in the conference play. North Catholic is also 6-3 overall and 3-2 in the conference play. This place is buzzing here tonight. The Trojans are coached by Chris Rizzo, who whoever wins this game will most likely go to the playoffs. The loser most likely will stay home and be. There's lots of coverage here tonight at every angle. Tonight I'll bring you the fire with the best I can. Key players: Hopewell's quarterback James Boo Boo Armstrong, Nisher Wade is the running back out of the backfield. Look for Trey Cameron, Avery Bokar, and Kingston Krotek to be targets to spread the field. Hopewell will need to buckle up their chin straps on both sides of the ball here tonight. North Catholic is led by senior Riker Kennedy, wide receiver and cornerback, Will Weisker and Logan Shade in the running backs, with Nate Swisher pushing hard as a back as well. The quarterback is Joey Filitsky, with an outstanding quarterback rating of 156.3. I'll say I'm going to make a prediction here. Look for Rocco Marcantonio, late field goal to win this game for the Hopewell Vikings. I want to let you know I am Boom Pile DIY Solar, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. I'm saving homeowners a fortune by going solar with me. 0 out of pocket, predictable payments. You own your own energy. I am the superhero of energy savings. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I'm covering Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Call me at 1-844-BOOM-POW. Back to Mike and Mangino.
Thank you very much, Joe. Once again, Hopewell and North Catholic tonight at Hopewell. We'll come back and we'll take a look at matchups from around the county coming up in 2 minutes on Beaver County Radio.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Dr. Rafferty of the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh. The pain caused by your bulging or herniated disc has made your life miserable. You've tried treatments that have only given you temporary relief and it's left you frustrated. That's why the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh created a non-invasive disc healing treatment. Yes, disc can heal. We proved it with a 98% success rate backed by medical research. Heal your disc, avoid surgery, and get back to normal. Call us today, 412-906-9600. We're here for you.
The hunt begins at Tri-State Sporting Arms in New Brighton, voted Best New Business by the Beaver County Times Best of the Valley. Tri-State Sporting Arms has the knowledgeable staff for all your hunting needs to get you ready for your big hunt. Looking for a suppressor? They have the largest selection around with all the top brands. Tri-State Sporting Arms. They also buy your pre-owned firearms and do trades with the best prices around. Come down and check out their store at 807 3rd Avenue in New Brighton. Tell them Artie sent you. That's Tri-State Sporting Arms in New Brighton.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
The Fishers New Brighton Foodland pregame show continues. I'm Mangino, Mike Azadian, and the Beaver Falls Marching Band wrapping up their alma mater here at Reeves Field. We are just a few minutes from kickoff. Let's look at matchups from around the Beaver County. Coming up tonight, Aliquippa is playing at Ambridge. And Ambridge, you got to wonder what they can pull out tonight. There's a lot of word that Aliquippa is getting in no matter what happens. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Ambridge, they have nothing to lose here.
That's true.
So do you think Ambridge has any shot that maybe Aliquippa doesn't quite bring it and Ambridge is going to win for Sherman McBride?
There's always a shot in the rivalry. Ambridge has not played well. I think they've mailed it in. They know their coach is going. I don't know what's going on with the kids there. They seemed okay when we talked to them on the show, but they just don't have it right now. I don't think Aliquippa will lose, but if Aliquippa does lose, they're not making the playoffs.
They are not.
Because they will be not. They won't get ahead of West A or Montour in the in Chartiers Valley. They just won't have the record, and they won't make it.
Is Avonworth, is it enough to play to say you went undefeated? Is that enough for them for tonight then in order to motivate them to come out and show up with the Beaver Bobcat team?
You know what? Last year they didn't. And they mailed it in last year, but Beaver's team's not quite what it was last year, and Avonworth's a lot better, so they could mail it in too. I mean, but either way, Beaver is going to make the playoffs because it's such a strong section. They'll make a wild card, win or lose.
Newcastle's at Blackhawk. Newcastle probably the easiest road to the playoffs of any team in the Parkway over the past 2 weeks. Easy matchup with Blackhawk tonight?
Should be. Blackhawk has the capability of beating them, but does Newcastle rest their star quarterback? If Newcastle wins, they've got a chance to be a top 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Newcastle has something to play for because if they lose, they could be on the road for the playoffs because that would knock them down into a wild card if they lose.
Central Valley is playing a non-conference game, and they're playing up against North Hills.
Uh-huh.
That's a really tough game going into the playoffs.
I think they rest some people, and I think that win or lose, they're going to be probably a 5 or 6 seed in the playoffs, maybe a 4 if they win, but they're in the playoffs, no doubt.
Coming up tonight, also Freedom and Western Beaver. They're playing at Western Beaver. Freedom, if they have any hopes whatsoever, they have to get the win. Is there enough motivation for Western Beaver to get the win tonight?
Not really. But for Freedom, they're going to have to win, and a whole lot of things are going to have to happen. They're going to have to hope the committee picks them over New Brighton, Riverside, Mohawk, or teams like that. So Freedom, a big win could maybe get them in the playoffs, but it's a big if.
North Catholic and Hopewell tonight. We just heard from Joe from Boone Powell.
Yeah.
This is a big game.
It is. I mean, the winner's definitely in. If North Catholic wins, they'll be third. If they lose, there'll be a wild card. And Hopewell, win or lose, is in based on everything that I've seen and done. He mentioned Kingston Krotek. He hurt his spleen last week and when he took a run back. And he's out, not only out for this, but he's out for baseball. I think Hopewell's in because their non-conference record, they beat Freeport up. Mm-hmm. And I think even if they lose and have a losing conference record, their overall record is going to put them in as probably the last wild card, one of the last wild cards. I think Hopewell's good enough to get in either way.
New Brighton is hosting Union tonight. Union winless on the season. Do they get their first win tonight?
I don't think so. I think New Brighton's big-time motivated. New Brighton's got a win and hope. A lot's going to depend on what Riverside and Mohawk do. A lot's going to depend on what Freedom does, obviously. But New Brighton with a win and certain things happening, they're going to have to battle it out between teams like Waynesburg and Olsh to make the playoffs.
Southside is playing host to Rochester. Southside embarrassed in their matchup against Laurel, and now they're trying to get things back on track. And maybe not a better matchup than Rochester to do that going into the playoffs.
Yeah, Rochester, I'll tell you what, though. How about those kids last week? 14 players, and they win, and they won 2 in a row. Rochester is like 7 points away from winning 4 games in a row. They barely lost to Summit Academy in a game we did on Beaver County Radio. They barely lost to Shenango, I think it was. I mean, they lost tough games, and then with 14 kids beat Northgate and beat them up. So that's a tough Rochester squad, but I think Southside's better than them, and I feel Southside's the better team.
How about this? Montour and West Allegheny, they're playing at West A. West Allegheny can go from winning a share of the conference title in the Parkway to, if they lose tonight, they're one of those teams that because of that loss, they may not make the playoffs.
If they win and Newcastle loses, which I don't think is going to happen to Newcastle. West Allegheny could win they'd beat Montour, so they'd be number one. That's how tight that conference is. If they lose and Montour wins, obviously, then they're going to be fighting teams like Chartiers Valley and Aliquippa and others for a wild card because they only take 8 total in that 4A.
And here, Beaver Falls and Elwood City, the kickoff. Beaver Falls wins the toss, decides to defer to the second half. Kickoff by Derek Bick. Taken by one of the upmen around the 35-yard line. Gets it out to the 45-yard line. So Elwood City, 1st and 10 from their own 45. Those of you who are listening on the radio, we are going from right to left for Elwood City. Beaver Falls from left to right. Elwood City, all white, tops and bottoms, and blue numerals with their Michigan Wolverine-style helmets. And then Beaver Falls, they're all in black with white numerals and the orange accents. Tyler Smiley, number 18 at quarterback. He is leading, and we'll give you more details about him in a moment. They're already up at the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver in motion. Hands it off over the right side. Big run up the middle over the 50-yard line. Richard Curtin for his first rush of the night, and he picks up 6.
2 things. Beaver Falls defers to the second half. That works if you stop them on your first drive. If you don't stop them on the first drive and they march down and score, you just lost your advantage. But Elwood had really good field position at the 46.5-yard line to start this, and a good first down run.
2nd and 4. They need to get to the 44. Ball on the near hash mark. Pistol formation. Hands it off, this time over the left side, and stopped at the line of scrimmage, and maybe a gain of 1.
That's turnover.
Is there a fumble? They're saying yes, there is. Beaver Falls gets the stop. They get the ball right at midfield. Big hit on Curtin. He knocked the ball loose, and Beaver Falls was able to recover that. So now 1st and 10 going the other way.
And he lost a couple yards on that. He would have if he'd held the ball, but he lost it. That's a big early turnover, and now Beaver Falls starts at midfield at the 50, so that's huge when your defense comes up with a big play like that. We talked about the linebackers. Not sure who caused it, but now we get to see young Xavier Clark and company on offense.
Shotgun formation, hands it off. This time it was Kenny Jewell right up the middle. He's off to the races. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kenny Jewell. And the Beaver Falls Tigers go out. 50-yard touchdown run from scrimmage. Set up in the shotgun formation, and he had Christian Dawkins on his left, Kenny Jewell on his right, and Kenny Jewell off to the races.
Well, we talked to Coach today, and he said, hey, look, Kenny Jewell had 140 yards last week as our running back. Kid can play wide receiver. He's a great linebacker. He's an all-around guy. He's fast. He's one of the fastest guys on the team. And with Dawkins so-so, maybe Dawkins is in there as a decoy.
A little bit, but right now, Clark, shotgun, Dawkins leads, and Xavier trying to make it to the goal line, but the 2-point conversion is stopped. He is taken down at the 1, so it's 6-0. Beaver Falls over Ellwood City. The kickoff in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
It's time to tackle your HVAC unit's problems before they happen. It's time to call the winning team at Johnson's Heating and Cooling. Temperatures will be changing, so it's the perfect time to call Johnson's for a maintenance check. And here's the best part. If you're in Beaver County, you're close to Johnson's, conveniently located in Beaver Falls. Find out why customers keep running back to Johnson's Heating and Cooling for prompt, reliable service and competitive pricing. Call 724-581-4195 or visit johnsonsheating@comcast.net.
Let's go down to the sideline. Derek Rossiter. Derek, it looks as though Christian Dawkins is suited up and he's in for that first series of plays on offense, and he looks pretty healthy to me.
Yeah, Coach indicating earlier before kickoff that he is healthy. He's going to see a lot of playing time on both sides of the field.
All right, the kickoff and taken at the 16-yard line and able to tiptoe all the way out to about the 25. I really thought he stepped down at the 16.
Yeah, looked like
but the officials said, nope, he's fine.
The way I'm thinking is, and I could be really wrong about this, and we're going to find out going forward. Joel's in the backfield for a reason because he did so well last week, and Coach is smart. He knows he's got a quick guy back there. And number 2, you put Dawkins back there because now he's a decoy and he can block, because you're probably going to get hit a whole lot more running than blocking, and I got a feeling Dawkins is not going to carry the ball much, but we'll find out going forward.
Dawkins in at linebacker. Snap back. Smiley rolling. Has a man. Caught it at the 25, out to the 35-yard line. Next pitch and catch out to Anthony Barbario out of the backfield. 10-yard pickup.
That's what they do a lot. It's not just receivers that catch the ball. It's running backs as well. And the rollout, the big thing there was protection. Good protection by Elwood City. Let him have that 3 or 4 seconds to roll out right, and Barbario to flash out. Nobody covered him. First down.
Tyler Smiley, 85 completions on 170 attempts coming into the game, 1,250 yards, averaging about 14.7 a completion. This one out to the left side, and he's able to make that catch and get out over the 45-yard line. They said that previous play was only a 9-yard gain, so it was 2nd and 1.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
Now it's 1st and 10 at the 45.
And this is one where it's screen pass, and you identify as a head coach and an offensive coordinator that the DBs are playing off. They're not playing up bump coverage. They're playing off, and you give it to your fast guy on the side, and you try to let him outrun somebody else, which he does. He ends up getting about 8 or 9 yards. First down.
Corner played off. Dominic Hogue on the reception. Smiley hands it off over the right side, and Beaver Falls reads it perfectly and brings Julian Frisk down for a gain of no more than 1.
So the big key is you're going to lose someplace like that. You get 1 yard, it's a plus, but really Beaver Falls wins that play. But you have to win more plays than not. You have to not turn the ball over. So far, Elwood City has made that turnover. Beaver Falls took advantage of it. Now, as you're Elwood City, you can't afford to go 3 and out here and give them the ball back right away. You got to march down and score.
Shotgun formation, back to pass. Smiley's looking over to the right side, has a man one-on-one coverage up, and it's
intercepted.
Incomplete. They're going to call it incomplete.
Okay. But that ball was underthrown at the 25-yard line. The receiver, not sure who it was, had to come back for the ball, and the DB went up, and both fought for it, and it was incomplete. He thought that he caught it, but he didn't. But that's an incomplete pass. That was well underthrown. Daylon
Curry was the intended target, and it was a good throw, and he made a great play on it, but a wonderful defensive back performance by Keyshawn Jamison in order to break up that pass, and it was pretty close to either a completion or an interception. I mean, you could have gone either way there for a moment.
He prevented the receiver from coming back to get the ball.
Smiley, 3rd and 9, back to pass, looking over the middle. Here comes the pressure, and he's taken down for a sack all the way back to the 37-yard line.
Hey, you know what? He stuck in the pocket too long. Beaver Falls kept the pressure up. 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys got in there. He waits too long. He didn't get rid of the ball. Either way, he's going to have to punt even if he gets rid of the ball. I doubt they go for it on 4th down there, but they might have. But if he gets rid of the ball, but now they're going to have to punt. Beaver Falls take control of this game early.
4th and 18. Huge sack of 9 yards on that play. And now Daylon Curry back, gets it away. It's low and it's taken, fumbled. Beaver Falls picks it up and off to the races he goes, taken down at the 47-yard line. That fumble recovery. Zykel Hoppel was back to take the punt, and he muffed it and was able to pick it up and then run with it and got out to about the 47. So now it's Beaver Falls, 1st and 10 from their 47-yard line, near hash mark. And this is a big stump for Elwood City, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And Colton Gulio, I believe, was the guy that came in and made the big hit and stopped him from going further. Yeah, you can't afford to go down 14-0 on the road. Not saying you're down and out of the game, but, man, you play catch-up all game long.
4 wide receivers, 2 and 2, hand off to Dawkins. Dawkins met at the line of scrimmage. Big time play. P.J. Dubois. He is 6 foot 350. He's there to clog up the middle, and he did that time.
And they're going to have to make up for their loss of one of their, top guys on the line. But still, there's other kids waiting in the wings. I mean, you look at these sidelines. Neither team has a ton of kids. They're both in the high 20s, low 30s. But still, a lot of kids knocking on the door waiting to play. And you just plug and play. And big play there by their defensive line.
Beaver Falls spreading out the Elwood City defense. 3 wide receivers, 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Hands it off. Dawkins has it over the right side. He makes a couple of men miss and stumbles, and then ultimately down around the 46. Nice pickup. It sets up a 3rd and what looks to be 3.
Well, game time decision, as Coach said. Dawkins is in there, and he's run a couple of times and played on defense, so looks pretty healthy from up here, so good for him. But as you say, how long when do you rest guys? But I really believe both of these coaches want to win the game, and 3rd and 4th quarter score is going to dictate who rests and who doesn't.
All right, 3rd and 3 for Beaver Falls. Looks to be in 2-down territory here. 3 wide receivers, 1 at the top, 2 to the bottom. Joey Clark tries to get Elwood City to jump, doesn't this time. Dawkins has it. Dawkins gets close to the 1st down, maybe just a little bit short. They're going to call him short by 1.
Yeah, you're right. Clark waited and tried to make that snap count. He's known for that. But 4th and 1, I believe here, 4th and 1.5, I believe they'll go for it up 6-0. Young Xavier Clark does a good job on offense. He's gotten better as the season's gone along.
They're going to really count on their offensive line. Jazeer Harris, Javon Walker, Jacob Jesseman, Lucas McDowell, and Terrence Banks in order to get this 1-yard pickup on 4th down. Huge stop for Elwood City if they can get it. Snap, takes it. This time hands it off. Dawkins has it. He needed to get 1. He got 2.
Yep, he made it. He waited. Big thing there is he waited for a split second for the block. A lot of guys with inexperience will go right into the line and without a block, Robert. And he stutter-stepped and waited for that block. I think Jessamine gives it to him. He has a little bit of a hole. Boom, he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So the experience there with the senior got them that 2 yards.
Clark on the shotgun. Looks as though it's Dawkins and Jewell on either side. Jewell has it again. Nice run over that left edge and is able to get inside the 35-yard line, close to the 34. Needs 2 more to get a first down, pick up a Vado on first down.
I'm not going to say that the Dawkins injury last week was good for the team, but you know what? In reality, it is, because now you get Jewell in the backfield, and he doesn't have touch the ball that much as a receiver. Get your fastest player in the game more. This is another weapon for this team, and it takes some of the burden of running off of Clark.
2nd and 2. Clark trying to get Elwood City to jump. Instead, he got his own end to jump instead.
That's a danger as well. You got to be in coordination with your team.
Yes.
And they got to know what's going on. So
movement against Beaver Falls, so now it's a 2nd and 7. Xavier Clark, everybody calls him Joey. I'm not sure why they call him Joey.
Oh, you called him Joey. I'm wondering why you're calling him Joey.
Yeah, but
okay.
that just seems to be the cool name to call him. I'm not sure how he got the nickname.
So does that mean I can call
I'm just hoping his grandmother doesn't call up and say, you know what, Mangino's not calling him by the right name.
There's a new name for Mangino.
Yeah, so it's Xavier. Don't worry, we're going to go with a little bit of both. Clark rolling out, has room, tosses it, has a man open, complete, inside the 25 to the 20. Down inside the 15-yard line, Kenny Jewell open for the reception and a catch and run, and Clark is down at the 46. He got hit hard, and now the training staff going out to check on him.
So he is right-handed, and he's rolling, and I mean 7 or 8 yards back, rolling out. And he has a choice to throw to 2 guys, and how he turned his body and fired it, and I'm not kidding you, he took it and 25 yards downfield to Jewell, accurate, wide open, and made the catch. And, boy, let's hope he's okay, because you don't want, one of your better players getting hurt. But, it is football, and you just have to hope as coaches are walking over now to see how he's doing.
Yeah, he has not moved too much. He was tossing back and forth in some degree of pain. But while they take care of him, we'll take care of some business. We'll come back in about 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
If you or someone you know is experiencing homelessness or a housing-related crisis in Beaver County, help is just a call away. The cornerstone of Beaver County provides a pathway home through emergency shelter, housing and utility assistance, and basic needs. To access help or to support the cornerstone of Beaver County's work to ensure housing and hope for everyone in our community, visit cornerstonebeaver.org or call 724-846-6400.
I'm Dr. Rafferty of the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh. The pain caused by your bulging or herniated disc has made your life miserable. You've tried treatments that have only given you temporary relief and it's left you frustrated. That's why the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh created a non-invasive disc healing treatment. Yes, disc can heal. We proved it with a 98% success rate backed by medical research. Heal your disc, avoid surgery, and get back to normal. Call us today, 412-906-9600. We're here for you.
For those of you who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to go back and get the play of when Clark was hit. Was able to make the completion to Kenny Jewell to get the big first down. It's now 1st and 10 around the 15-yard line, and he is now sitting up. So that's good news that Joey's sitting up. But here's the play for those of you on Facebook and YouTube, and he's getting pressured and taken down, and it doesn't look as though the hit down was really all that hard.
He didn't grab for anything. That's the key. But let's see how he walks off. Did he get the wind knocked out of him? Is it a shoulder because he fell a certain way? Did he hit his head on the turf a certain way? We don't know. And besides, we got to get the things right. I'm the king.
What's that? And
you
are
the Reverend Mangino. You're
oh
the
my
Reverend
goodness.
now. You're the Reverend.
No
now.
Reverend,
Yes,
no Reverend. That's not what we go by. But I appreciate the compliment, though. That happens tomorrow.
That's okay.
Football tonight.
Proud for you. Good. Thank you. Congratulations on being named pastor of your church. Thank you. Good job. They picked a good man, and I hope success for you, buddy.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Very much.
You don't like the name Reverend Mangino?
No Reverend references. No. Appreciate that, though. All right, so here we go. So Beaver Falls now, it's about who are they going to put in at quarterback? Do they decide to go with somebody else, or do you go ahead and say, Kenny, it's time for you to play the Wildcat?
I'm thinking that because they don't have anybody else listed on the roster as a quarterback. So let's see what they do. I think you're probably going to be right. Let's see who gets in there.
So Isaiah Sellers has been there. Kenny Jewell is in the backfield along with Christian Dawkins.
That's three guys. I think it's Wildcat.
And Isaiah Sellers is under center, but no, they snap it all the way back to Christian Dawkins. Dawkins has it, plowing forward all the way inside the 10, down to the 9.
So Sellers replaces Clark, but it's a three-man backfield, and they're going to play wild card and block. That's probably the best scenario because they don't have anybody really ready to be the field general, I think. And I don't see Clark. I'm looking for him on the sidelines. We'll have to see Derek, if you could, I don't know, look around, ask around, see where he's at, and maybe find out something about him.
And Christian Dawkins coming from the sideline with the play. And now they run 3 wide receivers out wide. 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Dawkins in the Wildcat takes it, hands it off over the right side. Nice run inside about the 7-yard line over that right side attempt with a run by Kenny Jewell. And now that sets up a 3rd down.
I'm told by our cameraman, Keith Walsh, that they walked Xavier Clark over to the ambulance. Derek, try to confirm that if you can, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. So they're going to have to go without him for a while, and it looks like Wildcat for now. But they're up, and they're knocking on the door, which is good for them.
3:45 to go in a running clock. And now Beaver Falls, 3rd and a long 1. Dawkins has it, follows Kenny Jewell over the right side, in close to the end zone, down at the 1. They're going to call it a touchdown. He extended himself, was somehow able to keep his knees from touching the ground, and got the ball to cross the goal line. Touchdown for Christian Dawkins. Wow.
Good for them, up big now over Elwood. Now you're Elwood, and you say to yourself, still early, but he sees what happened to Clark. How long does he go with his guys if this game starts going against them? Points you brought up early.
So now you're down 12-0, and they are looking to it looks as though they're going to go for the extra point, and now they're calling for timeout.
Yeah.
They were kind of set up to go for the extra point, but they didn't have a kicker out there. They didn't have all the players out there. They were short a couple of guys.
Yeah.
And then so Mooney says, wait a second, we're going to talk about this. We'll call a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
Beaver Falls going for the extra point. Hunter Kreiser. He's 14 of 15 on extra point attempts so far this season. The snap, and here comes a penalty flag. Motion on Beaver Falls. They have to do it again.
Well, I think maybe they're going to go for that because their 2-point conversions are all centered around Clark. So now you're asking that you're going to have to run it, and you don't have that pass option because you don't have a guy passing the ball. So they're not going for 2. Will that hurt them later in the game? We'll find out, but they're going to extra points for now.
Yeah, so now it becomes what looks to be a 25-yard extra point, setting up at the 15-yard line. Snap back, hold is good, kick is up, and it is no good.
Yeah,
just too far outside the range for Hunter Kreiser. So Beaver Falls up 12-0, 3:24 to go in the first quarter. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, Step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
Beaver Falls up 12-0 on Elwood City. And Derek Rossiter is with us. Derek, are you there?
You get from the here.
Yes. What can you tell us regarding Xavier Clark?
They're working on him right now in the ambulance. It looks to be an upper body injury. A lot of people couldn't really look.
All right, well, I tell you what, we'll figure out what's wrong with the technology side of things, but I think I got enough of where it's an upper body injury. Yep. They're working on him now over at the ambulance. The good news is that there are no lights on at the ambulance, and it isn't as though they're in this hurry to be able to get away, but there may be more medical supplies that are over there to be able to give him a proper examination.
Yeah, the way he went down, he didn't grab any lower extremities. He walked off, so you got to feel like it's not waist down. So, yeah, arm, elbow, shoulder. Hopefully he'll be okay, and we'll try to get an update.
Beaver Falls kicks it off, and it is out of bounds, and now Elwood City is going to have them do this all over again. One out of bounds on the kickoff, and now they're backing them up 5 yards, and Elwood City says, let's do this one more time, believing that they may have a better opportunity now to get a nice kickoff return.
I'd say, you know what, why not? I mean, because kickoff returns, you kick it to a fast guy. Not only will we get good field position, but you got a good chance for a run back. So go for the field position.
Derek Beck in the kickoff, and it is taken at the 29-yard line and out to about the 40-yard line. Dominic Hogue on the return. So now Elwood City, decent field position. They've had decent field position so far this evening, but just haven't been able to do anything with it on their first two possessions, and now their third opportunities. Something that's important to keep in mind because you're talking about two-way schools and a lot of guys playing both ways. Not only is Clark obviously the starting quarterback, but he's also the starting safety for them as well.
Football and, for sports, you're going to have injuries, and sometimes they're debilitating, and hopefully he'll be okay.
Everybody in tight. Smiley back to pass. Here comes the pressure, and incomplete. That was the pressure came by Terrence Banks, and he jumped as much as a 300-pound guy could possibly jump. And when he landed right on Smiley, and Smiley was able to get up from it.
Yeah, every time you see things like this, you wonder they're going to get up. Now, Derek from the sideline is texting saying they were getting the equipment off of Clark. They were checking his arm, shoulder, collarbone area. Don't know the extent of the injury, but if it's enough for them to check him, they haven't taken him for x-rays or anything yet, so they're evaluating him in the ambulance right now.
All right, Smiley, shotgun formation, man in motion, decides to toss it over the right side, looking for the out there, and he's not able to get much on that. Maybe a pickup of about one, maybe two. Dalen Curry on the reception because he kind of passed it forward a little bit with that little two-handed pass forward, which is an interesting move because if you do that, it's a pass. And if he drops it, you don't have to worry about a fumble at that point.
From Elwood City now, they haven't shown they can stop Beaver Falls in two possessions. One was a big run, but Beaver Falls has run their offense pretty well. Now, a lot of it was with Clark, so we'll see what happens with the Wildcat going forward. But this is a good time for Elwood City to march down the field, score, and get their defense set and ready to stop Beaver Falls going forward. You don't score here, you're in danger of going down 3 scores.
3rd and 8, 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Smiley back, looking, moving. Trying to find somewhere to go with the ball, and another incomplete pass, just not able to make the connections with his receivers. He was looking for Dom DiNucci over the middle, and now it's 4th and 8, and Elwood City now forced to punt the ball
they're
away.
Punt here. This is a tough one for Dan Bradley. You're close. A lot of schools this close, midfield, they're going for it. But I think he knows his defense hasn't played well. If you give the ball up here, and they score, it's going to be real hard to come back. You'd hope to pin them and get a really good punt.
Now Dalen Curry back to punt. Too deep for Beaver Falls. They're set up at the 30-yard line. The kick is away. It's a low line drive take. And, wow, A muffed return once again. There was this attempt to be able to get it on the run, and that's a very dangerous move. Zykel Hoppel once again. If you don't want it to necessarily roll all the way back deep into your own territory, but you really have to make sure you field that ball first.
One of the reasons the line drive punt, because you're thinking to yourself, okay, we're going to. So basically, Elwood City gains 15 yards. If they go for it and don't make it, it's at the 15 now. It's at the 35. But you line drive it, you hope there's a bad bounce. You hope one of your kids can get on it. So it's a chance you take there. So I think it's a wise move by Elwood City either way. But now they have to play defense against this Wildcat.
Christian Dawkins at the quarterback position calls for the snap. Kenny Jewell over the left end. And taken up and brought down. Nice defensive stop. Anthony Barbario coming from his linebacker position. Stopped him for no gain, 2nd and 10.
I think it's important for Elwood City to have Beaver Falls go 3 and out. I don't think a long drive benefits them because then field position changes. They have to hope to keep this field position for themselves and, get at least one score by the end of this half. It's been an exciting first quarter.
Christian Dawkins, he better make sure he has his conditioning down because he's been running back and forth since he's taken over as the quarterback, the leader of this offense for every play. Has it, keeps it himself, calls his own number, looking for the outside, and able to pick up a few yards on that. Got out to about the 36, so a gain of around 4, and it makes it more comfortable yardage to pick up. Still 3rd and 6 on this play.
Kind of wondering if Dawkins has thrown the ball at all in practice. Derek texted he was taking snaps on the sidelines, but I didn't know and see him throwing the ball. Do they risk him throwing the ball up 2 touchdowns? You're 3rd and 5. Or are they in 4-down position here? I would think they're going to run the ball again.
If you can get 2-3 yards on this play, I can see them doing that.
Yeah, I think they're in 4-down territory.
Dawkins, Jewell, and Sellers in the backfield. Dawkins calls his own number, has to get to the 42, made it to the 40. So now it's 4th and 2 from your own 40. Your defense is playing fantastic so far.
Yeah.
Do you go ahead and punt this thing away and count on your defense to do what they have been doing really well tonight?
I think
looks as though they're going to do just that.
I think if it's 4th and 1, maybe you go for it, but my thinking is, why tempt fate? Elwood, things have gone your way except for Clark getting hurt. Your defense is playing well, the statement you just made. That fact alone is why you punt. You have to make them go further. I like the idea of punting. You don't want to give Elwood the ball in your territory. I just don't believe in that. Kenny
Jewell set to punt. Hogue back to return. The kick is away. Nobody's returning this one as it bounces it around the 44. And then ultimately out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So Elwood City, once again, really good field position. What did they do with it? We'll find out in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
Smiley in the pistol formation with Curtin behind him and a pickup of 2 on first down over right tackle. No more than 2 yards on that play. The Beaver Falls defense playing pretty stout.
This just in from Derek Rossiter. Xavier Clark has a broken arm, and he's going to go for x-rays right now.
Oh, wow. What a heartbreak for Beaver Falls to lose your quarterback like that. And now it's about trying to figure out how to get out of this game as healthy as you can.
That's a tough one for them because now if it's a broken throwing arm, obviously he's not playing the rest of the season. If it's a broken left arm, maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. You put a cast on him, I don't know. But end of one quarter, we're at 12-0. But I got to tell you, I mean, that's a tough hit for Beaver Falls. But I know the mentality. You just got to move on and change your offense a little bit. You take that speed away from him. But you got Jewell back there now and Dawkins, and you got a two-headed monster coming out of the backfield, and you got Sellers as well, so offense changes somewhat.
Yeah, so now we're looking at second down, and what does Beaver Falls, before you start thinking about the playoffs and what happens next week, you just have to figure out what are you going to do for the rest of this game.
They're going to play that. They're going to play that wildcat. They're going to have those three guys in the backfield, but now their defense is thinking it's 1st and 10 for Elwood. Elwood has the ball, and they replaying first down. It can't be 1st and 10.
No, second down.
Okay, I'm looking at the clock operator who doesn't. It's second and 8.
So it's 2nd and 8. The ball's at the 45. They have to get to the 47. Beaver Falls. Pressure's coming. Pressure continues to come, and finally a sack. Smiley taken down all the way back at the 41-yard line.
Man, he's going to
lose. The pressure has really been intense by the Beaver Falls defense, and it doesn't look as though they've been blitzing much. There's pressure off of 4 guys. Zyvon Walker, Jacob Jesseman, and Terrence Banks, and maybe they send one more, but that's it.
You're right. I mean, that's twice now they've sacked him, and they've pressured him about 4 or 5 times total, and he is not getting rid of the ball quickly. He did early in the first series, but these last couple of series, he's just holding on to the ball, and now they're at 3rd and 12.
4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Back to pass. Looking. Here comes the pressure again. Christian Dawkins has him. Brings him down for a sack. Christian Dawkins with the pressure right up the middle. Nobody touched him.
Nobody touching him. And on the sidelines for Elwood, they got to be saying to themselves, what are we doing on the offensive line? Nobody picked him up. Nobody. I mean, there's no zone blocking, nothing, nobody to catch him. This is about 5 or 6 big pressures, 3 sacks out of the 6 pressures, and Smiley has no time at all to throw the ball, even from shotgun. So that is a problem they have got to fix, so they're going to be in trouble.
Keyshawn Jamison back deep along with Zykel Hoppel. The kick is away. It is short, and it rolls out of bounds at the 43-yard line of Elwood City. Beaver Falls and great field position with 10:31 to go until halftime.
Yeah.
And Elwood City just wondering what has happened. I mean, we had this wonderful performance these past couple of weeks, especially 2 weeks ago against Riverside, and now they're just not really in sync in any aspect of this game, offense, defense, or special teams.
Fumble, punt for them. Beaver Falls score, punt. And now this is the 4th time they've had the ball, and this is where you could start closing that coffin door if you get a touchdown here, even though it's only first half. And there's a timeout being called.
Yes, Beaver Falls looks as though they are calling timeout, and we'll take the timeout with them back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
The unexpected happens. When it does, you have peace of mind that you can rely on your local insurance agent. As an independent agency, S.E. Snyder in Rochester can represent you to several insurance companies so we can get you the best coverage for the best price. We pride ourselves in customer service and honest sales. You shouldn't feel pressured with an insurance quote, so if you need a quote or have questions about the coverage you need, talk with us until you're satisfied. Call S.E. Snyder Insurance Agency in Rochester today at 724-774-3584.
Let's get an update from Joe from Boom Pow DIY Solar, North Catholic, and Hopewell.
Thanks, Mike and Mangino. The game started out with the amazing Hopewell Media Buffet and a huge firework display. Both teams playing get-to-know-you football early in the match as the Trojans moving deep into the Viking territory as the Trojans get 4 first downs in a row. On 3rd down, tip pass on the 2-yard line. Hopewell tightening up, 3rd and goal. From the 5 right now. It's 4th and goal. The score is 0-0 right now. Trojans are about ready to punch it in. Remember, I'm Boom Pow, DIY Solar, 844-BOOM-POW. Back to Mike and Mangino.
Handoff, Beaver Falls, and stuffed in the backfield. That play went absolutely nowhere. Cameron Mills, from his linebacker position, hunted down Kenny Jewell and brought him down for a 1-yard loss.
From the sidelines, we're told that Xavier Clark, non-throwing arm, broken arm. So likely he was throwing and he fell awkwardly on his left arm, and that's where it's at. So I'm not going to sit here and say he won't play going forward. He's probably done for tonight, but who knows what happens and what kind of cast they get on you and how bad the break is. But is it possible he plays in the future in the playoffs? We'll find out.
2nd and 11 for Beaver Falls. 3 wide receivers, 1 at the top, 2 to the bottom. Shotgun. Running backs on either side. Takes the snap, and pressure is coming and ripped down back behind the 50-yard line all the way back to the 49 Great pressure this time from Elwood City. They know there's just going to be a run. You can spread it out with the wide receivers, but it's hard to believe they're going to throw out there. So you may go out there with one guy for each band, but they're going to load the box with the rest.
Yeah, I would be very shocked. Elwood City has to know they're not going to throw the ball. And if they do, you got one-on-one coverage, and you tell your cornerbacks, you better tighten up because it's only you preventing a touchdown. We're going to stop the run if we want to win this game. And, right now, the guy coming in and out for them is Keyshawn Jamison, is the guy that just came back in. I thought he was the guy who just had that ball. He's the guy that just got the play in.
Keyshawn Jamison takes the snap, hands it off. Dawkins getting close to the 47. So now it's 4th and what looks to be about 15 yards. So Beaver Falls now set to punt this thing away. And hoping for them that they are able to pin Elwood City deep.
Now, Jamison is a little on the smaller side, but he's a 3-year veteran of this team, listed as a wide receiver DB, and he took the last couple snaps in there as more of a true quarterback.
Jewell kicks it away and lands it around the 21 and takes a Beaver Falls bounce and rolls in close to the 10, and they will call it dead at the 10-yard line. So Elwood City, 90 yards to pay dirt.
Yeah.
What do? We find out next in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team. Results that move you.
Tyler Smalley back to pass, met one-on-one coverage, has a man caught at the 45, finally taken down inside Beaver Falls territory at the 49. Pass to Dominic Hogue on the left side. He was in one-on-one coverage they had on him, and Tyler Smiley just out through the coverage. And Hogue caught it and was finally taken down at the 49 of Beaver Falls.
Yeah, I mean, one-on-one coverage, and they finally got a guy open, and he finally had some time. They must have corrected something because he didn't have as much pressure that time.
And now 1st and 10 for Elwood City. They started this drive back at their own 10, just one play ago. 41-yard pass reception. Back to pass, looking again. Pressure's coming, runs, and taken down at the 46. Able to pick up what looks to be about 3 yards on that play. Pressure coming once again by Beaver Falls.
So when you run block and you pass block are two different things completely. Run block, you're generally trying to get a guy out of the way. Pass block, you're trying to get a guy not coming to your quarterback. But you got to sustain a block for 3 to 5 seconds. And as a quarterback, you have to know, you're not under center, so you get the ball. You've got to know in your head a head count. And you got to know who you're going to throw to and what your 1, 2, and 3 options are, and you got to do it quick.
4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. Ball on the far hash mark. Curtin has it. And he's able to get to the 45 before Beaver Falls stuffs him up.
We have not seen that screen from the running back coming out and flashing out. We haven't seen that since the early first quarter. We haven't seen the screen early first quarter. Those two things they completely went away from because they knew Beaver Falls was going to throw pressure on them, so throw to somebody open right away. Haven't done it yet.
3rd and 6 for Elwood City. And you got to believe now they're in 4-down territory.
Yeah.
If they're able to get any kind of a movement on this play, down by 12 with 6:25 to go in the second quarter. Back to pass, looking, has a man open, completed it, and got the first down pickup. He was looking for Dominic Hogue, make the completion, and then he jumps out of bounds 1 yard beyond where he had to go for the first down. 1st and 10 for Elwood City.
So, open man, and guess what? They've clogged up the middle, and they've solved that blocking problem. I got to tell you, they did something on the sidelines.
Fried Transportation Update Desk, Western Beaver, 20-0 over Freedom in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And got a score on New Brighton. They're up 6-0.
Yep. There you go.
And Smiley, shotgun. Curtin on his left hip. Back to pass, looking, has a man over the middle, and unable to make the connection. He was looking for Daylon Curry.
That was dangerous. 3 guys right there. He had to thread that good, didn't he? I mean, if he misses that, if that ball bounces differently, that's an interception. You better be accurate on that one. He was there, but a little high on the throw.
Other scores, Hopewell up 7-3 on North Catholic. Blackhawk up 14-7 on Newcastle in the second quarter.
Interesting.
Mohawk by 1 over Riverside, 7-6.
That's a big game right there.
And Montour, West Allegheny, they're knotted up at 7. That is in the second quarter. Screen pass, has it, caught, and driven out of bounds after a gain of about 7.
That's what I'm talking about. They went away from that. Get it to the guy quick. They're playing back on you. You're going to get 4 or 5 yards if they make a good tackle. If not, then you drag them out of bounds for another 2. That's beautiful on first down. So, I mean, they went away from that kind of stuff. But now they've got the blocking set and ready. And if they can stop Beaver Falls' pressure, you know, what did we say early on? That's the first quarter. Beaver Falls' pressure and defense kept the ball in Elwood's hands. Now Elwood's making first downs. This is what they're more in their game. Not out of this game at all.
Back to pass once again, looking down the right side, over the middle. Has a man. First down pickup, and it is down to the 27-yard line. One more score for you from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Man injured on the play. Aliquippa, 21-0 over Ambridge.
Yeah.
That's in the first quarter.
This might be a lineman.
It looks as though it is, and that is Vincenzo Curry that is down and being looked at now.
Things are going about the way we thought they would, except for Newcastle. Now, Newcastle losing, if that happens, Montour wins, then Montour and Aliquippa win. It will be Montour first, Aliquippa second, those 2 guaranteed playoff spots. So in this Parkway, you lose, you might be out. You win, you're definitely going to be in. That's how they are. So if that continues, it's Montour, Aliquippa. Newcastle would get a wild card, and then maybe West A, but probably not. But, you know, West A wins, then things get thrown into a whole loop if Newcastle loses, because then they'll get taken. It'll be West A, Aliquippa, and then likely Newcastle gets, and then Montour gets it, and then do you take Newcastle over Chartiers Valley? That's the kind of thing they got to think about. I've been saying this since, and I know I'm patting myself on the back, but since midseason, there's going to be at least one really good team in 4A not making it. That's just the way it is. When you don't have as many teams total, now next year things are going to change because we're going to different 2-year cycle. If Aliquippa doesn't win a championship or get there, they're going to likely go down to 3A, and 3A becomes monstrous then, because then you got Central. Then you got Hopewell. Then you got Beaver. You got that section becomes a monster. And Parkway's still going to be good. So, I mean, a lot of things happening in the next to this year and next year, but there's such good competition. That's the biggest part right now.
All right, so they have their man walking off the field, Vincenzo Curry, able to walk off under his own power, which is good news. Hopefully he's able to rest up and get back in this game. Elwood City now, first down at the 27. Smiley, shotgun. Curtin next to him on the right side, 3 wide receivers. Back to pass, looking, double coverage. Does he have a completion? He does. Big time reception. Look at that. Pass and catch and a touchdown for Elwood City to cut this lead in half to 12-6.
I tell you what, they sent one of the linebackers to Beaver Falls up the middle. It didn't work. The blocking was there. Whatever happened, whatever changed, and hopefully Derek, when he talks to Coach Bradley, either going in at the half or coming back, will ask, because they're sending an extra guy every time, and Elwood is now blocking that extra guy coming up the middle. Smiley has the time. Big difference from the last 3 possessions, and they just scored.
Yeah, Hockenberry on the reception. The kick is up and off the upright, no good. So it's 12-6. Hockenberry, only a couple of receptions on the season. That was only his 6th reception and his 2nd touchdown.
Hey, good for him. You know one thing, and we'll get to it, I'm sure, but we've not talked about possible CCBC players of the game, but we'll do that.
We will get to that in a moment. First, though, we have an update from Frank Sparks for the New Brighton game.
Oh!
All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Frank Sparks. I am at the New Brighton and Union game tonight. New Brighton Lions are currently up 6-0 with 6:48 left in the first half of the game, as the Lions are currently winning 6-0. Lions had possession of the ball the entire first quarter, just about shooting themselves in the foot numerous times with penalties. but at the end they ended up putting the ball in. The extra point was no good. It is 6-0, and that is, again, with 6:48 left in the first half. From New Brighton, Oak Hill Field, I'm Frank Sparks for Beaver County Radio.
Thank you very much, Frank. Do appreciate that. How about that? We got guys all over the place tonight.
Mr. Sparks, man's up at 5 in the morning for his job, and he's still out there. Man, he's dedicated, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Cameron Hockenberry got the first name on Hockenberry, number 17, a tight end with the reception. And you don't normally think about tight ends, but Elwood City working him into the mix. Kickoff deep and taken back to about the 27-yard line. So now Beaver Falls has it. 1st and 10 from the 27. And now it's about trying to figure out how do you make this offense work when you don't have Xavier Clark, their star quarterback. 55 completions on 104 attempts for 627 yards. The leading rusher with 168 attempts and 660 yards and 6 touchdowns. He just absolutely critical. And what do you do now to try to replace? And now there's a penalty. I'm not even quite sure what that penalty was on. It may have been against the bench.
First they started with their running back and Christian Dawkins. And then they probably on the sidelines we're getting Jamison into you're going to be the QB, hey, and maybe he can throw. Don't know. Maybe he's already taken some practice in warm-ups.
Handoff. Dawkins has it and able to get to the line of scrimmage and no more. Jamison continues to play the quarterback position. Number 11, normally a wide receiver, the number 2 wide receiver for them. And so what you have now is your number 2 wide receiver playing running back. Your number 1 wide receiver is in the backfield with your number 1 running back, Christian Dawkins. And you further diminish the likelihood that you're going to throw the ball to the outside because your star receivers that could be catching the ball aren't out there.
Exactly, and I just think you got to control the clock like Coach said they were going to try to do, and they haven't since late in the first quarter.
Christian Dawkins trying to get outside, can't do it. Swung down and taken down at the 12-yard line. No gain once again. So now Beaver Falls 3rd and what looks to be about 15 yards here.
This game is completely flipped.
It has.
They dominated on defense. They dominated on offense. Fumble by Elwood. They played great defense. Now Elwood has changed it. They've stopped the pressure. They were able to march down and score. And now on the other side, Beaver Falls can't move the ball because Elwood knows they're going to do nothing but run. So Xavier Clark getting injured has just completely flipped this game. And now it's Elwood's game. They're down a score. Their defense right now could force a punt, and they could get the ball back and maybe score before half and maybe take the lead.
3:30 and a running clock. Snap, handoff, up the middle, and Dawkins met at the line one more time. Only a gain of about 1. So now 4th and 14, and now the punting unit coming out, and Beaver Falls just trying to figure this out because even though they were primarily a running team, even with Xavier Clark in, what's interesting about that is that you have somebody who's so speedy and so quick and so nimble, and you had to trust and believe that he could throw the ball when he wanted to. Now it's all about playing the run.
He did numerous things. He ran the ball and would get first downs, and he was part of that running game. That was number 1. Number 2 was he was able to throw, maybe once or twice every 10 plays, once every 15 plays, twice every 15 plays, something like that. So he had the ability. We've seen it. So that's big. But now that facet is out of the game completely. So if you're Elwood, you stack everybody up there, and now you're Beaver Falls. They haven't been able to move the ball the last 3 possessions, and that's big. That's a big problem for them. They're going to have to find a way because I can't see Elwood going out of this game scoring only 6 points.
No.
And Beaver Falls early lead in this game, but things have really turned upside down.
With that stop on 3rd down, Elwood City calling timeout, and the punt was partially blocked. It has taken a Beaver Falls bounce and roll and out to about the 49-yard line, but it's the Beaver Falls 49.
Yeah.
So Elwood City hot off of a 90-yard drive for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Now has less than about a half of that to go for another score here with about 3:17 to go and 2 timeouts.
And you know what? If their punt returner runs up 5 yards, he catches that ball free. He could free catch it at the 40. So they cost himself 10 yards, but he did the right thing, being conservative. When you got a good quarterback there, you've solved the problems on the line. Now you want to go down and score. It would be huge for Elwood City to go down and take control of this game right now going into the half.
Smiley, 4 wide receivers. Back to pass, looking over the middle. Intercepted at the 40-yard line into Elwood City territory to the 30, 25. Down inside the 20-yard line. Was it stripped back and Elwood City has the ball now? Or are they going to call it down? No, they're going to call it down Beaver Falls. It looked as though Elwood City may have stripped the ball back as they were going down to the ground. But they're going to call it Beaver Falls football at the 15-yard line of Elwood City.
Well, I tell you, if you run that back, he throws into trouble again. He throws over the receiver's head right into 3 guys. I mean, that's another high pass. Maybe it's cold. Maybe he doesn't have a good grip. Another pass. He had underthrown a pass before and almost got it intercepted. He almost got intercepted on an overthrow, and now another overthrow clearly right to the BF DBs. He threw into trouble, and you got to be accurate, and he was not. Thus, you got a chance to take the lead, and now BF has a chance to go to a 2-score lead. If I'm BF, I pull out all stops here. You got to figure something out. This, to me, is really important for the game. Their offense isn't moving, but you only have to go 16 yards now to score in 3 minutes. A couple of first downs, get that running game going, maybe surprise them.
Kazir Edwards, one of the seniors on this team, with that interception, playing safety in place of Xavier Clark. The big catch and the return of over 50 yards on that interception. So now Beaver Falls, though, even though they're close, only able to pick up 1. You still have the issue no matter how close you have that interception return. What can you do with the ball?
You got to have one of your receivers come out through the back. Why isn't Jewell touching the ball? You know, give the ball in Jewell's hand. You know, he had 140 yards last week. Give him the ball in an end around. Maybe take a chance and throw a screen pass. Do something that, different, because running left, running right, running up the middle is not doing it right now because Elwood is prepared to stop this. They got everybody up in the box except 2 guys.
Dawkins playing the quarterback spot. Kenny Jewell on his left hip following Kenny Jewell. Elwood City with pressure, and Christian Dawkins running to the end zone. Touchdown, Christian Dawkins. He followed Kenny Jewell through the hole, made a couple of men miss, and scored from about 15 yards out for the score.
I got to tell you, that to me is showing why this team is a playoff team. Because you got to have guts. You're playing against a really good team, and you 2 big turnovers, and you took advantage of both of them. That is just huge for Beaver Falls. Huge.
So now Beaver Falls is thinking about going for 2. They're up 18-6.
Yeah, you should.
And they're thinking about making this a solid 2-touchdown lead with
3.
2-touchdown lead with
two.
Points, yes.
Yeah, you're right.
So now Christian Dawkins trying to get Elwood City to jump, and it looks as though there's a timeout. Beaver Falls. They want to talk about it some more on this conversion. So with 2:10 to go in the first half, we'll time out with them. Back in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
Let's check in with the Fried Transportation Update Desk. And Mike, you have a score.
Avonworth 42, Beaver 7. Thank you to Derek, I believe it was, that gave it to us. And, that answers your question. They don't like each other, plain and simple. After what happened last year in that game against Beaver and things we won't talk about, Avonworth doesn't like Beaver at all and proved it in the playoffs, and now putting their foot down at home saying, you know what, we've got it all clinched, but we're the best team in the state and we're going to prove it again.
Beaver Falls now going for 2 once again. Dawkins, Wildcat, tosses it. and immediately brought down. Big stop. Cameron Mills from his linebacker position. And Beaver Falls is up by 12, 18-6. The kickoff in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
Other scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. How about this? Western Beaver up 20-0 on Freedom. That is at the half. Mohawk and Riverside, it's 7-6. They're still in the second quarter. Newcastle, apparently that was a misprint earlier. Newcastle's up 13-0 over Blackhawk, and now that kickoff return out to about the 26-yard line, so Elwood City will have it now. 1st and 10 from the 26, and Montour up 14-7.
Things are going kind of the way we thought they would be. This game we weren't sure, but now you think of it this way. No turnovers. This game is at the least 6-6, at the least. But if no turnovers, Elwood City likely maybe has at least one more score, maybe two. Turnovers have decided this game. If you take turnovers out of the equation, Beaver Falls' defense led things in the first quarter. Second quarter was Elwood's offense, but turnovers have killed Elwood City because it led to two immediate scores.
Smiley in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Back to pass. Looking. Has a man. Quick hitch. Completion. And then taken down. He found Dominic Hogue on the right side. Pickup of about 5 yards on that play.
He went backwards to try to get around his pursuit. If he goes forward right away, he probably gets tackled, but he went backwards and lost a couple of yards trying to get around him. You're trying to make a play, but ended up losing 1 more yard than he should have. But they have time. There's a foul.
Yes, wow. They're going to tack on 15 yards on this, so added on to the 5 yards, 15 yards for roughing the passer.
We saw this last week. Remember this last week? Same thing.
Yes.
Aliquippa committed some things, kept Montour in the game early in that first half, and late in that first half, Montour couldn't take advantage, and then they took over in the second half. Here's Elwood now with a full 1:54 to go and 2 timeouts, and they're at midfield. It's a big penalty.
Back to pass, 2 wide receivers top, 1 bottom, looking down that left side, has a man open, caught, and a first down pickup. He was looking for Dalen Curry, and he got him. Nice first down.
Curry went to the 40, stopped, turned around, timing play. That's the quarterback. Smiley was able to hit him as he knew he was coming back. He turned around, the ball was there. Perfect timing.
And they're running quick tempo. Takes a snap, looking down that left side again, trying to find somebody. Pressure's coming down for a sack. Beaver Falls brings him down at the 49-yard line.
Got to get rid of the ball. Yeah, he's a senior, but he's only a first-year starter. And the thing is you got to get rid of the ball, and he didn't. Everything they just gained, they just lost back, and now it is second down, and now they call one of their timeouts.
One of the updates we have, Mohawk and Riverside. Mohawk up 14-12. And that is in the first half.
That's a bigger game for Mohawk than Riverside. If Mohawk wins, likely in, depending on the wild card scenarios. If they lose, they're probably out. But I think Riverside in either way, unless Riverside doesn't get in over New Brighton. I mean, that's going to be real hard to say. But Mohawk winning, if Mohawk wins, they're probably in, and that's going to hurt New Brighton's chances, I believe.
There's a score posted I'm having a hard time believing.
What do you got?
Aliquippa 43-0 on Ambridge in the first half.
Consider that West Allegheny beat Ambridge, 73-0 or something like that, or 60-0 earlier in the year. I hate to say it, but Ambridge they kind of mailed it in on their coach, and they know he's quitting, and why are they going to listen to him? I mean, so some kids with attitude. And we were told last.
Don't you want to go play?
I would too, but I was told by off air by some kids the other day that they went 2 years ago to their administration and said, we're going to all quit if you don't change the coach. Nobody knew about this. It's the first anybody's hearing about it. I'm not going to mention the school, but if that happens and kids quit on a coach, what are they going to do? They just show up and that's it.
Smiley over the middle, completion. And once again was able to find his big tight end right over the middle and got the completion for a nice pickup.
And the thing about football is, and an offensive lineman told me this the other day, there's 5 guys on the line. If one guy isn't doing the job, it doesn't work. All 5 have to work as a team.
Right.
If 2 guys aren't doing it, it's a disaster. Think about that for a second. If you get a handful of guys that don't care, that are playing a lot for Ambridge, and they just don't care, and they're not listening to the coach, again, it could be coaching. It could be. I think it's a combination. And Ambridge and Aliquippa have been a rivalry for years and years and years. It's not a surprise to me that this is going to be a game out of control. Just not. And I know pride comes into it, but not all the time.
You just feel bad for Coach McBride,
I do too, but Aliquippa looks out like we got to win and win big to make sure we get in the playoffs.
Wide receiver screen to the outside to Daylon Curry, and a nice pickup.
If you're in Ambridge administration, to me, when you know the coach is gone at the end of the season, why let him coach the season out? See you later, coach. Thank you, and put somebody else in there.
Right.
See if he can motivate him
One
the
of
last
the
2 weeks.
assistants have it.
See, that's the problem. It's more than just coaching. It's above coaching. This is bad for basketball, everything. They've been,
Elwood City now, 4th and 6. They're at the 36-yard line of Beaver Falls. 3 wide receivers. Smiley, back to pass. Looking, no pressure. Has a man, and the man, Cameron Hockenberry, ran an out, and it looked as though Smiley thought he was running a go route, and incomplete. So now it's Beaver Falls football. 1st and 10 going the other way with 56.8 seconds until halftime.
Well, they lose a chance, and they're not going to get the ball. Beaver Falls will get the ball first in the second half.
And you got to believe that Beaver Falls at this point, that just run the ball maybe twice and get it into halftime and be thankful that you have a 12-point lead going in. Christian Dawkins coming from the sideline, getting set up in the Wildcat spot. Kenny Jewell on his right hip, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Takes it, hands it off to Kenny Jewell. Kenny trying to make a couple of men miss, but ultimately brought down at the 38-yard line. Pickup of 2 on first down. And they're going to have to get at least 2 more plays in. With the clock now at 40 seconds, play clock at 31. And Beaver Falls content to take their time to let this thing go and as far down as they can. Here comes Christian Dawkins from the sideline. Comes over every play now and gets the play and then runs it back in. 1 final play of the half. Far hash mark. It looks as though they're going to do a little victory snap, drop the knee, and go into halftime. We'll check in with Derek Rossiter as he's trying to get a hold of the coach, Coach Mooney, and get some details from him about his thoughts on this first half. And maybe he has some more news for us on what's happening with Xavier Clark as well. And Derek, you there? Yes, he is. Derek, let's go on to the sideline now with Derek and Coach Mooney. Derek, it's all yours.
Coach Mooney, great first half. Defense come up with 2 big turnovers and a turnover on downs here on their last drive. What do you have to say about the defense and how they're playing and controlling Smiley?
Lights out, man. That was one of the things we were looking for this week was defense to return back to what we've been playing, and we did that. I'm real happy with the defense right now. Gave up 1 big pass play down there.
Yeah. Running game today, Jewell Dawkins controlling the clock for you, moving the ball. Those 2 scores that you got on those turnovers. I mean, what's your say on the play for Jewell and Christian right now for picking up the slack on being an injured quarterback out too as well?
I'm doing exactly what they want to do on senior night, taking over. Them, the defensive line, Jacob Jessman, all 3 of my seniors, man, just balling right now. I love it. That's what we want. They're picking up Joey. Losing Joey sucks. That's devastating, trying to figure some things out on offense. We got some work to do right now in the locker room for sure. But, Kenny and Christian, Jacob, all of them, man, all my seniors just balling right now.
Yeah, it looks they've all stepped up. So good job, Coach. We'll talk to you in the next half.
Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. Derek, halftime is coming up, the Alice Pizza halftime show. We'll take a look at a bit of a recap of the first half of tonight's game. Also scores from around the Beaver County area from the Fried Transportation Update Desk, and get a couple of front runners for the CCBC Player of the Game Award coming up at the end of this game. It's 18-12. Beaver Falls, 18-6. 12-point lead for Beaver Falls on Elwood City on Beaver County Radio.
Not to be cheesy or anything, but Al's Pizza of Beaver County has deals, specials, and delicious options that'll blow your mind. Try Al's Deep Dish, a mouth-watering pie loaded with 2 pounds of cheese and Al's renowned pizza sauce. Looking to feed the whole fam? Al's Dinner Box with a half tray of 1-topping Sicilian pizza and a half tray of cheesy breadsticks is perfect for your family dinner tonight. Even if pizza isn't your thing, stop in and try the delicious Granny Franny Meatball Sub. Delivery from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Order today or stop in at Al's and try the best pizza pies Beaver County has to offer.
Even though trick-or-treat season is upon us, it's not too early to start thinking about gifts under the tree. It's me again, Cindy Haladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. After you come down from that sugar high of eating all that Halloween candy, take a look at your holiday shopping budget. If it's as thin as some of those skeletons adorning the yards around here, you better get that pelvis of yours in here and see me. Holiday shopping loans can do the trick for this year, and setting up a Christmas Club savings account now will be a real treat at this time next year. Get it? Trick or treat? Anyhow, make sure that you can be a great Santa Claus without ever having to put on a costume by visiting Friendly Federal Credit Union now to apply for those funds to provide a great holiday based on credit approval. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union, you got a friend.
Attention seniors, did you know that by being a part of Silver Sneakers, you can receive a Beaver County YMCA membership for no additional cost? More than 16 million Medicare members have access to the Silver Sneakers program. Just give our member service representatives a call, and we'll take care of the rest. For more information, give us a call at 724-891-8439. Again, that's 724-891-8439.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
Back on Beaver County Radio. Halftime, and Robert Mangino.
I was just talking to the.
Just letting. I didn't want dead air. We can't have dead air.
So no dead air.
Just letting them know about the Elwood City band performing behind us. I'm sure Curtis can turn that up a little bit. Gotta love the band. This is one of the biggest bands in the Beaver County, Lawrence Allen County area. Gotta give them some credit. These bands work just as hard as the football players do. They're out there in the summer. They do their job. A lot of talent. And halftime, throw it back to you, Robert.
Well, I was doing some work. I was doing some research.
I believe you.
On what was going on here.
I'm not saying you weren't.
All I officially got from Mr. Carbone the athletic director at Beaver Falls, is that Joey Clark will not be returning. I said, are you able to give me any more than that? He says, that's what I can tell you.
Well, he can't because of HIPAA rules and things like that. But
right,
I'm going to trust our sideline reporter.
Well, let's go ahead and do that.
Who's
Derek,
gone in there and asked some people what's going on?
So, Derek, did you get an opportunity to get some information during the course of the first half about what's happening with Joey Clark? What are your sources telling you?
I'm sorry, what was the
What are your sources telling you about what happened with Joey Clark?
Yeah, so basically the on-throwing arm went down hard on the left arm. His arm is most likely definitely broken. They said they can feel it. So not sure what the x-rays are going to come show. I did see the transport already take him. So, yeah, broken arm. The trainers were able to tell me it was definitely a broken arm. Left arm.
See, and the trainer on the field is going to tell a reporter things like that. An athletic director and his responsibility.
Different story.
It's probably
at least
not
it was
come
somebody
out and say
with a bit of a medical background being able to give us.
I choose to trust Mr. Derek Rossiter.
What now? The big question is, so Coach Mooney goes in at halftime. They got to get together with the coaching staff and figure out what we're going to do. You have to believe that as thorough as Coach Mooney is, that there was some aspect of a contingency plan of what to do as a just in case, for whatever the reason might be. And now that you know you don't have them, and it looks as though you're not going to have them for a long time, it's really difficult for me to believe that there's any way that he comes back in place, but you have to do something.
Through this game, you've got Jameson's and you've got Dawkins back there taking the snaps. My surprise is that Jewell isn't running the ball more, especially when they went 3 and out. They finally got that ball back and got that turnover and went in there running. But I would think they have to have somebody that's throwing the ball, but maybe they haven't practiced them enough that they're ready in a game like this. Figure, hey, we're up. Let's not throw the ball with a guy like this because then you're in danger. You've got the lead. Let's try the running game and do what they told us they wanted to do, is hold on to the ball. Because if they can hold on to the ball, they can win this game. The problem becomes if they keep going 3 and out, Elwood has chances to score.
And you have such limited practice. I mean, you could easily go with 3 running backs with Christian Dawkins, Isaiah Sellers, and Kenny Jewell and run a little bit of an RPO, if you will, where it's kind of a read option about whether you let them you hand it off or you keep it
but
yourself.
But another thing is, have they practiced that? If they have never practiced it, you don't want to really implement that in the middle of a game. Now, at halftime, maybe you can talk to kids and throw a couple of plays in there and say, look, if we get down, we need something. We're going to try this, flash you out to the right, see if you have receivers open. Can you hit a guy 5-10 yards out? Maybe, but again, if you've never practiced that, and I would think somebody somewhere has had to practice a quarterback, but now you're going to ask them to come in the cold, but with a lead, you want to run and hold it. You don't want to endanger passing. Right. I don't know. Maybe Jewell can pass. I would imagine with the talent these kids have, a guy like Jewell, a guy like Jameis could probably throw the ball. Mm-hmm. We'll find out, but you may not need to. Why do it unless you have to? If you can keep playing good defense, which they did in the first quarter, I think a big key now coming in the second half is Beaver Falls gets the ball. They can run some clock. Even if they don't score, bury Elwood in deep in their territory. Elwood's 2 scores down. Not out of the room of possibility they can come back. But if Beaver Falls can get them 3 and out a couple of times, they could easily win this game. The problem becomes Beaver Falls can't move the ball. Elwood gets 4 and 5 chances. 4 and 5 chances, they're going to score a couple times, and then it's a different ballgame.
We're going to be checking the scores from around the Beaver County area. We'll check in with Joe from Boone Powell, North Catholic, and Hopewell. First up, though, let's see what's happening with New Brighton. Here is Frank Sparks and his report regarding that game.
All right, it is halftime here at Oak Hill Field. New Brighton has done nothing but shoot themselves in the foot pretty much the entire football game at this point, allowing the Union Scotties to stay in the game. The Lions, penalty after penalty, and then also muffing a punt. Near the end of the half, though, the Lions were on the drive. They had a 1st and 10 from the 15, but could not convert as halftime came to a close. And the score at halftime is the New Brighton Lions 6 and the Union Scotties nothing. I'm Frank Sparks from Oak Hill Field. We'll have more coming up here on Beaver County Radio.
Thank you very much, Frank. And a bit of a surprise that New Brighton with a clear opportunity to not only get into the playoffs, but maybe climb a little bit in those rankings with a victory. You have all the motivation you need to have
I agree with you.
to show up.
And Union's a team like some others. They're a proud team. They've had some off years. They don't have a lot of kids, but they're tough to play against. They made it tough against a couple schools. They'd love nothing better to come into Beaver County and upset a team and ruin their play. If New Brighton loses, they're not going to be in. They win. I know that a lot of people think they're definitely in with a win, but again, if Mohawk wins, they win. I got it right here in front of me. If Olsh wins, Waynesburg wins, it doesn't matter with Elwood City and Beaver Falls. You're going to have 3 or 4 teams fighting for 2 spots, and it's not guaranteed they get in. So it depends on what the WPL thinks about their resume. There's a lot of things that could happen, and I think that New Brighton has a good shot to get in. Other people don't. It depends on what you believe. 'Cause if things go the way they probably will, it's Beaver Falls, Riverside, New Brighton, Mohawk, Olsh, Waynesburg. 6 teams fighting for 4 positions if Riverside wins the game. If Mohawk wins the game, then you just substitute Mohawk and Riverside. You think Beaver Falls likely's in. You just don't know what the committee feels about their record, non-conference, conference. A lot could happen. I believe our conference is tougher than the other 2 conferences in AA. I think everybody believes that. But are you going to take 6 teams from one conference and 3 from both of the others? Maybe, but I don't know. The WPL has got some things to decide in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1A is pretty well set. They got some things to decide besides seeding. There's going to be 3 or 4 really good teams in the WPL that don't get a chance. But, hey, you got yourself to blame if you don't win games. That's all there is to it. You win your games, you get it.
And New Brighton right now, if they want to have a hope,
they gotta win.
You've got to get this win. And with tiebreaker points, you want to be able to make a real statement win.
Exactly.
You want to make it so right.
Amherst.
You want to have the WPIAL committee have to look at your win against Union and say, you can't help but put us in. But if you barely squeak by this Union team, then all of a sudden it's a whole lot easier for them to say, let's go ahead and choose somebody else.
And you know what's going to happen this Wednesday? Coach's Corner, 7 o'clock at Zookie's. We're going to have a playoff preview show. Are you going to make it?
I can make it.
You're going to make it and help me out?
I can make it.
It's an hour show, but, Mr. Sparks listening, we can fight for a little more because I could talk about this stuff for hours and hours and hours. And we're going to bring a couple others on, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to go to Zookie's, and a good sponsor of ours. Maybe we could push it a little longer. Curtis will be there, Curtis Walsh. We'll get a nice meal. We'll talk scores. We'll talk teams. We'll talk possibilities.
Well, one of the teams we'll be talking about will be Mohawk and Riverside.
Yep.
Those will be 2 of the teams. Mohawk winning 21-12 so far.
I think that would push Mohawk and Riverside both in, and then it becomes what did they do head-to-head, and that's where New Brighton, and I'm going to check on that. What did New Brighton do against those teams in regular season, and what they're going to do when they go up against each other?
While you look that up, let me give you some scores from the Fried Transportation Update Desk. At the half, Western Beaver 20-0 on Freedom. Once again, New Brighton 6-0 at the half on top of Union. The Moon Tigers are leading by 1 at halftime against South Fayette, 7-6. Newcastle, another interesting score. This time it's Blackhawks 17, Newcastle 13.
Wow.
They're saying this is at the half.
That's accurate.
But then again, we had different scores where there was Blackhawk up 13-0, and then there was no Newcastle up 13-0. So we'll have to see about that.
I just got a report from our boss.
Yes.
That tells me if Mangino comes on Wednesday, wings are on you.
Is that what he said?
That's what I'm being told.
What a guy. What a guy.
How about that, huh?
Montour, West Allegheny. Montour making it clear that last week was not a fluke. 21-7 on West Allegheny.
They're good.
At West Allegheny.
They're getting better and better and better and better, and that might knock West Allegheny out. Montour's quickly becoming one of the best teams in 4A by their young quarterback. We love him.
Yeah, absolutely. How about this? Olsh, you said that Olsh is somehow in this mix, right?
Yes, they are.
Are they still in the mix if they lose 43-7 because that's
Probably
the current
not.
score against Keystone Oaks?
If they lose that bad, I think that knocks them out, and that gives New Brighton a really good chance. So that's the thing. If New Brighton wins a game and Olsh loses it badly, then I think that shows how their conference is not even as good as the conference they're playing, Keystone Oaks. and that puts Keystone Oaks as a good team, and I think that is a good possibility for New Brighton to get in.
Latest score on Aliquippa, 43-0. They're still showing that in the first quarter. We're waiting for an update on that. No score on Southside and Rochester reported so far. So if those of you who are listening that are friends with Mike Azadian and you happen to have his phone number,
text me.
Please text him these scores. We need a score for Central Valley, North Hills, and we need a score for Rochester, Southside.
Or
yes, or what?
Or after the game. You can call us after the game.
Well, we want you to do that too.
We want tonight's game. We're broadcasting on the radio. Obviously, afterwards you can listen. The Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. It's been popular this year. We've had a lot of people calling from. We've got some regular callers, but hey, write this number down if you're sitting at home, if you're riding in the car, memorize it. Obviously, you can tune in and listen on 12:30 a.m. or 99.3 FM on your phone, on the radio, or beavercountyradio.com. Give us a call, and we're going to talk to you, 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888. We've had people calling from Hopewell. We've had some controversy from them. We've had people calling from Beaver Falls. We've had people calling from Oaks, people calling from New Brighton, people calling from Newcastle, Ambridge, Aliquippa. We've had a lot of calls this year. We give a lot of information, and we want people to be involved. So if you're at Central Valley or you're at one of these schools and you hear us at the end trying to get scores, call in.
Yes.
Talk to us about your team. We want you to be involved. Thank you for listening to Beaver County Radio.
All right, we will come back with the second half kickoff coming up. It's 18-6. Beaver Falls on top of Elwood City on Beaver County Radio.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Hello, this is Alan Bross, General Manager of Moon Township Ford. Just like a good football team is trained to win, our goal is to win you over with our own team of experienced professionals equipped with what it takes to make your dreams of a new car come true. So if you haven't visited us for a while, come over and see what we have to offer. Or visit our exciting selection of cars and trucks online. Find out why people keep running back to Moon Township Ford. Falcones Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its fifth generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we are still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
I'm Dr. Rafferty of the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh. The pain caused by your bulging or herniated disc has made your life miserable. You've tried treatments that have only given you temporary relief and it's left you frustrated. That's why the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh created a non-invasive disc healing treatment. Yes, disc can heal. We proved it with a 98% success rate backed by medical research. Heal your disc, avoid surgery, and get back to normal. Call us today, 412-906-9600. We're here for you.
All right, one final score to give you an update from around Beaver County, and it is the Northgate Hopewell score. And they are at halftime. No, sorry, not Northgate, North Catholic. North Catholic and Hopewell, it's 23-21, the Trojans on top of the Vikings.
And we've got a Southside score 20-0 over Rochester Daff.
Oh, wow. Look, you know people, don't you?
Getting that from Mr. Sparks, man.
You got people listening.
I got to tell you, Frank Sparks, if the
in.
people from St. Barnabas are listening, Frank Sparks doing double duty almost every week now.
All the time.
He's
feeding us information on football games.
I'm looking for maybe a little bit of a bump in pay for the man.
Is that what you're right on the air in front of all these people?
He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job.
Let's go down to the sideline and talk with Derek Rossiter. Derek, you had an opportunity to talk to Coach Bradley. What did he tell you?
Yeah, his message to this team at halftime was we got to play our game. We can't turn the ball over. Had a couple good drives, had some takeaways come out of it that really slowed them down that turned into touchdowns. They got to turn that around in the second half. They definitely made some adjustments, as we thought, on the passing game. They got to get some guys in the center of the O-line to make some chips to slow the guys down getting into the backfield to give Smiley some more time to throw the ball. I even threw in the little screen passes. Are we going to see any more of those in the second half that seemed to work for them? And they're just going to try to stop this running game of Beaver Falls. They're focused. He's hoping everything's going to turn out good, and his guys are ready for the second half.
Thank you very much, Derek. Do appreciate that. Derek with the Lisa Latha team, brokered by eXp Realty sideline report.
My source tells me Montour 21-7 over West A.
Is that what your source tells you?
This source is he's doing better than he ever has.
Very reliable source.
Better than he ever has.
Ever. CCBC players of the game before we get this kickoff. Who do you like on both sides?
You know what? I tell you what. I mean, it's hard to go away from. Even though he's thrown an interception, I think that the quarterback for them, Tyler Smiley, has done pretty well. And on the other side of the ball, for Beaver Falls, I really believe that, your running back, your number one guy, Christian Dawkins. But a lot of guys could still win it. I don't know what Derek thinks and what you think, but that's my thoughts right now.
Well, that kickoff that Elwood City just made to Beaver Falls, one out of bounds. Beaver Falls decided, you know what, we'll go ahead and take it. Right from there, we won't necessarily have to have you guys re-kick, but it looks as though that maybe Elwood City is going to re-kick this. Now, maybe it's something that I'm not fully understanding as a rule when it comes to high school football. Do you have to take the penalty and make them kick it again?
You don't have to. But I think they're doing it. They're making it because they want to try to run the ball back. Dan Bradley believes, let's go for better field position. What do you think on CCBC players of the game?
Well, for me, CCBC player of the game for Beaver Falls at this point is Kenny Jewell in that big 50-yard touchdown run. He is critically important. Coach Mooney said that not only is he great with what he does with the ball, he's great without the ball. Maybe one of the best blockers they have on offense wherever they decide to be able to put him in at. And the kick is short, and it looks as though it's maybe recovered by Elwood City, and it is.
Oh, my goodness.
They kicked it short, and they're making Beaver Falls pay. It was a low liner right to one of the up men. He wasn't able to fall on it, and then somebody else tried to fall on it, and that didn't work either. And now Elwood City has it, and a virtual turnover is what you're talking about here.
Exactly, and this is why you kick it again. Because things like this could happen.
But what's interesting is that it was Beaver Falls' call then to kick it again because Elwood City kicked it off to Beaver Falls in the first place, and it went out of bounds. You think it's interesting how things can then turn against you.
Exactly.
You think it's going to work out well in your favor, and then it ultimately comes back to bite you. Tyler Smiley under center takes a snap. Hands it off. Curtin up the middle.
Okay.
He's off to the races. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Richard Curtin, first play from scrimmage in the second half. Handoff from Tyler Smiley over right tackle. Nobody touched him.
Every single turnover the 3 turnovers have all led. 2 of the 3, the next play. Jewell, touchdown, Currington, touchdown, and it took, 4 plays? Every single turnover has been huge for the other team. And so far, that's what's deciding this game. Now, Elwood right back in this at 18-12. Now, do they go for 2 or just get the kick?
They're going to kick it.
Yeah.
The kick is up, and it is good. Aiden Huth on the extra point makes it an 18-13 game. Beaver Falls up by 5 on Beaver County Radio.
I'm Dr. Rafferty of the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh. The pain caused by your bulging or herniated disc has made your life miserable. You've tried treatments that have only given you temporary relief and it's left you frustrated. That's why the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh created a non-invasive disc healing treatment. Yes, disc can heal. We proved it with a 98% success rate backed by medical research. Heal your disc, avoid surgery, and get back to normal. Call us today, 412-906-9600. We're here for you.
Elwood City right back in this game, down by 5. We're only 15 seconds into the third quarter.
We got good games going on all around the county, don't we? You know, the Brighton game's close. That Montour game's close with West Allegheny. The Hopewell Newcastle game's good. This is good. Mohawk Riverside's good. So it comes down to the last week of the season, and a lot of plays for all the marbles.
The kick is away and out of bounds. Here comes the flag, and now it's going to be interesting to see what do they do on this one. Do they kick it again?
No.
I think it's a rule. It's got to be a rule to where they make them kick it again.
I think so, too, but here's the thing.
Is it?
Yes. I think Elwood City is kicking short because they don't want to kick to the fastest guys on the field other than Clark not being there. They want to kick. They don't want to kick to Joel and others. They want to kick short, hope for a bounce, and they're giving up yardage because you don't want somebody like that breaking a big run, and now you're down 2 touchdowns. That's the theory, and too many teams have done that where they kick it to a fast guy, next thing you know there's a touchdown, and they give them a free score.
Well, Beaver Falls now has it 1st and 10 at their own 42. The ball went out at the 42-yard line, so Beaver Falls gets it there. Snap back to Kenny Jewell. Jewell takes it and gets back to the line of scrimmage and then is leveled by Colton Gulo, number 1 in tackles for loss, and that was just about as close to a tackle for loss as you can get. He's right back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Elwood City can really take control of this game if they can play good defense here, and the fact that they give it to Jewell for the first run tells me that they're going to depend on him some more because he's your fastest guy. He did so well last week. Let's see if he can do it this week. They need him. They need to get some first downs and kill some clock with the lead.
Kenny Jewell now, he is the 3rd different person to be in at the quarterback position. This time he hands it off to Dawkins, and Dawkins taken down for a loss. He had no hope on that one, and that was Colton Gulo once again. That one was a tackle for loss, his 17th on the season.
And what do you do if you're Jim Mooney? I mean, you can't pack it in. You got a lead. You want to try to win the game. But at the same time, you're getting dominated now. And look, everybody watching, watch Elwood City. They got everybody up in the box except one or sometimes 2 guys covering receivers. Everybody's up to stop the run. And, you know, Elwood City's doing it. And Beaver Falls has not broken a run for more than 4 or 5 yards in a long time. Look at this. Everybody up within 5 yards.
Handoff. Dawkins makes one man miss, tries to bounce outside, has the corner, and only able to pick up about 8 yards on the play out to the 45-yard line. He's still 7 yards short of the first down marker. He has to get to the 48.
Yeah, you know, that's their best run in 3, maybe 4 possessions.
But there's a flag on the play. It may be coming back.
Yep, Derek's saying holding, and he's right.
Yeah, Beaver Falls players are backed up all the way inside the 30-yard line. So now it's a question about whether or not Dan Bradley decides to take this penalty or not, because if he decides to not take it, it's 4th down. And they're going to back them up 10 more yards.
Yeah, with the way they're running the ball, I take it too. At halftime, also one more score. Mohawk 21-12 over Riverside.
Okay.
That is big for Mohawk. Riverside, then that hurts. I believe that really hurts New Brighton if Mohawk wins, but we'll find out tomorrow if it keeps playing like that.
3rd and 20 now for Beaver Falls. What a disastrous second half so far. You have the fumble on the kick return, and Elwood City is able to take it one play for a touchdown inside of 15 seconds. And now your first full drive that you have, you've lost 10 yards in 2 plays. And now a dive play up the middle for Dawkins, and he's able to get one, and that's also now it's fourth, and what looks to be about 18 or 19.
A rebuilt Beaver Falls team. I wouldn't say rebuilding because they've rebuilt to be good, but still, you don't have a backup ready to step in at quarterback. He's your sophomore quarterback. You don't have anybody else ready to step right in there, and they're running the ball. They have not attempted to pass since he has been out, and now they're going to have to punt.
Kick is away. It is very short. Bounces at the Beaver Falls 46 and rolls and will be called dead at the Elwood City 49-yard line. Elwood City gets it next on Beaver County Radio.
When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
And so Elwood City just seems to be in the driver's seat at this point after scoring on one play to start the third quarter. And now they have it. It is now 2nd and 10 from their own 49-yard line, under 9 minutes to play in this third quarter.
What's it tell you about Beaver Falls at 3rd down and 20 and they ran the ball? I mean, they're not prepared to throw at all.
3 wide receivers stacked on the far side. Smiley back, looking for a man to get open. Flag comes in the backfield. Looks as though it's going to be a holding call. And Smiley run out of bounds by Christian Dawkins.
Yep. And now, that is now... Okay, Beaver Falls in their last 8 possessions... Punt, 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 punt. They did get that touchdown after the turnover. End of the half where they didn't have but 1 snap, 2 snaps, a fumble, and a punt. So only 1 good possession in their last 8. They have not played well since the end of the first quarter. But they're hanging on. Another big possession defensively for them.
Up by 5, 18-13. Smiley, shotgun, back to pass, looking. Fumbles the ball. Beaver Falls falls on it. He was going back to pass it, and as his arm was going backwards, the ball just fell out of his hand. And then Beaver Falls falls on it at the 25-yard line.
I'm watching that, and I see 3 guys coming unimpeded, nobody near him. And I'm like, you better get rid of the ball, son. And he doesn't, and look out. Is that definitely Beaver Falls ball, or did he recover? Yeah, that's Beaver Falls ball.
Yes, it is. 1st and 10 for Beaver Falls. They're going to call it at the 26-yard line.
2nd fumble, 3rd turnover. Yikes. And now, if the trend continues, does a turnover cost Elwood City?
And now Beaver Falls going back to Christian Dawkins at the Wildcat. Takes it, hands it off. Kenny Jewell has it, trying to find some room, and he can't find anywhere to go with that ball. Taken down for what looks to be maybe a gain of 1 and no more.
And, despite 3 turnovers, despite all this, Elwood's still hanging in there and still doing a good job stopping them. You take away these turnovers, this is a different game right now. And Beaver Falls hanging in there. They got a quarter and a little more than a half to go. Can they get enough first downs? Get another score here, becomes a 2-score game. This is big if Beaver Falls can somehow find the end zone.
Dawkins in the shotgun. Kenny Jewell on his right hip, takes it, follows Kenny Jewell. Has some room, makes 2 men miss, bounces outside, lowers his shoulder, and gets down in close to the 20-yard line. So
that's a good run.
He made a lot of moves in order to get that 4 or 5 yards he was able to pick up on that play.
And you described it perfectly. He went in, he saw there was no room to run, took a shoulder, did a fake, went outside, then he did it again and went outside. So he went a long way to get 6 yards, but that's big because now it gives them 2 plays to get 4 yards and extend the clock, move the sticks, kill some more clock with a lead. hopefully for them get a touchdown. This is a big possession for both teams. Beaver Falls scores here, their percentage to win this game really goes up.
Kenny Jewell this time in the shotgun formation with Dawkins beside him. He follows Dawkins into the hole. He needs to get down close to the 16-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 19. So now it is 4th down and 3.
Well, you got to go for it, no doubt. If you don't make it, Elwood still has a long way to go. But, extending this, getting a first down, I give the ball to Joel again. To me, he's your quickest guy, and follow Dawkins. Hopefully he can get some blocking. But the big problem is that Elwood knows they're running the ball. If they can elude blocks, I give it to Joel. We'll see what happens.
So now Dawkins is back at the quarterback spot with Kenny Jewell on his side. He follows Kenny Jewell into the hole. He needs to get to the 16. He gets to the 15.
Yep.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for Beaver Falls.
Well, either way, it works out, I guess. So good for them. And that is big because now you extend. You get the clock moving. You get the sticks moving. You get another 4 downs.
And they've now run 3 different guys besides Joey Clark at quarterback, just trying to find what makes sense, what is going to work. Kenny Jewell and Christian Dawkins back and forth, and now it's Christian Dawkins with Kenny Jewell on his left side. Waiting for the snap. Here it comes. Follows Kenny Jewell into the hole, and Beaver Falls able to get maybe 2 on that play. Once again, linebackers coming up with the big hit. Colton Gulo with the tackle. 2nd and 8 for Beaver Falls. Elwood City looking to be able to get this stop here. They know they're running it. They're playing everybody tight like you were talking about earlier, Mike, where they just have one corner out on each one of the receivers, and it's just because maybe they'll throw it out there, but because you have to put somebody out there. I mean, you can't cheat completely and just dare them to throw the ball, but everybody else is within that 7-yard range of the football in that box. Free safety's only about 7 yards off this time. Great penetration. My goodness, Colton Gulo coming in from this linebacker spot. Nobody touched him. He was back there before Kenny Jewell could take 2 steps.
That's been the story. I mean, you think about it. Both teams. Look how many times Beaver Falls has done that to Elwood City. Now, Elwood City's like, you know what? They've done it to us. Let's do it to them. Let's rush somebody. Let's get in their face.
3rd and 13 from the 18-yard line. And now Christian Dawkins, running back from the sideline, has the play. You almost want them to throw it into the end zone just to see what your guy can do on one-on-one coverage. Let Kenny Jewell go to the outside, and if you can get it to the end zone, let Kenny Jewell make a play.
There it is.
Kenny Jewell throws it, has a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. Elwood City bought the run and left him wide open.
How long?
Keyshawn Jamison.
Yep. How long was it going to take for them to do that? Lure him, and they finally said, let's take it. That is a big, big touchdown. When you say wide open, he was wide open by 10 yards.
Yes, he was.
And who was that caught the ball?
That was Keyshawn Jamison.
And the passer was?
Kenny Jewell.
Because they're switching every day. Boy, Jewell's an all-you-can-do guy. And now I think he definitely moves up the ladder of CCBC Player of the Game. No doubt about that.
He is everything to this team. We were talking to Coach Mooney earlier today, and he loves him at every position.
I think he's mad at us for not making him CCBC. We've had him a couple of times this year. This is what, our 3rd Beaver Falls game?
Yes.
Or 4th.
Maybe the 4th.
And we saw him against Western.
Blackhawk.
Western.
No.
And then New Brighton.
Yes.
I mean, they're a good team. They're a good story. The heart of Beaver County. I mean, they've done really well. We've mixed it around. We're a little sorry there's some teams we haven't done. But, we got to go with matchups and, and what the people want. And they want Beaver Falls and a good story like this. So it's been a solid game. And I got to tell you, we kept saying, how long before one of these guys can throw the ball? And you got to figure Joel can, and he did. And
5-yard penalty on Beaver Falls on the 2-point conversion. They're still going to go for it here. Christian Dawkins back to pass, looking to throws it up in the air, and almost caught Almost. Kenny Jewell almost got the batted ball and caught it for the 2-point conversion, but it falls to the ground. And so now Beaver Falls up by 11, 24-13 with 4:04 to go in the third quarter on Beaver County Radio.
Summer's winding down, but the deals at Fisher's Foodland will get you wound up. Open 7 days a week, Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton is sure to provide all of your summertime essentials at an affordable price. From specials on produce, dairy, beverages, household products, and more. You won't sweat these prices at Fisher's. Don't want to put a pause on your poolside fun? Order your groceries online at shop.grocerystorenewbrighton.com. Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton, your reliable neighborhood grocery store.
Okay. Beaver Falls, without a quarterback, with nothing but a running game, figuring out some way to be able to stay in this game and hold the lead up by 11 against a visiting Ellwood City team. Kenny Jewell, with a pass out of nowhere, completely caught Elwood City off guard. The kick is away, caught at the 25-yard line, out to the 40, and then brought down. So now Elwood City gets it 1st and 10 from the 40.
Now, for them missing that, now a touchdown, extra point, and field goal will tie the game. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, and field goal, they could win the game. Still a lot of time left to get a cut. They were thinking touchdowns, but the turnovers for Elwood have just absolutely killed them. I mean, that's been the game for them. All 3 turnovers led to 3 of the 4 touchdowns for Beaver Falls. You just can't deny it. That is the biggest part of this game.
Elwood City now coming out. Smiley under center. Hands it off. Curtin has it up the middle. Bounces outside and then taken down at the 47-yard line. In on the tackle was the senior, number 5 for Elwood City. He's also the same player that got the interception. That was Kazir Edwards on the tackle.
You know what? And here's another thing. For Elwood City, they still have time to run their whole offense. They don't have to score quick here.
Smiley hands it off. Curtin has it again over that left side. First down pickup. Nice run inside to Beaver Falls territory. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And this is probably the best thing to do. You have a great back in Curtin. You also have 2 other really good backs in Julian Frisk and Anthony Barbario. Tyler Smalley not having his best performance with the turnovers, with the fumble and the interceptions. Why not just go ahead and run this ball and let your workhorses do the work for you? Curtin has it this time. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. That one, big Jacob Jesseman coming in from his no tackle position and hits him down for a loss of 1. Setting up a 2nd and 11 for Elwood City. 2:50 to go and a running clock until the end of the third quarter. Elwood City ball on the far hash mark. And Smiley coming back after a conversation with Coach Dan Bradley about what to run on this play. They come out with 2 wide receivers, 1 wide at the top, 1 to the bottom. Under center, and now a timeout is called. Timeout called Elwood City. 2:25 to go in the third quarter. As they talk about it, we'll take a timeout too. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
The hunt begins at Tri-State Sporting Arms in New Brighton, voted Best New Business by the Beaver County Times Best of the Valley. Tri-State Sporting Arms has the knowledgeable staff for all your hunting needs to get you ready for your big hunt. Looking for a suppressor? They have the largest selection around with all the top brands. Tri-State Sporting Arms. They also buy your pre-owned firearms and do trades with the best prices around. Come down and check out their store at 807 3rd Avenue in New Brighton. Tell them Artie sent you. That's Tri-State Sporting Arms in New Brighton.
2:25 to go in the third quarter. Elwood City with a timeout. 2nd and 11 here. Very important play for Elwood City after that tackle for loss by Jacob Jesseman.
But this is getting as exciting as last day of the NFL season. Who's in, who's out, who's got a chance, that kind of stuff. I love it.
Apparently there was a correction on one of the scores. Keystone Oaks no longer up. Now we're showing it Olsh is up 15-0 on Keystone Oaks. Pass out to the left side, caught. First down pickup all the way down inside the 30-yard line. That was Richard Curtin out of the backfield on that reception.
It's the first time they've used that since mid-first quarter, and there they do it again. It's been, why have you not used that play? Boy, everybody came after him again, and when people come after him, there's nobody in the linebacker spots covering the running back coming out of the backfield. It was a matter of he had to wait for him to turn around, and he almost got flattened with Smiley backing up, and that is hard to hit your receiver, and he did, and that's a big, big play for a first down.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. 3 wide receivers are wide. Smiley in the pistol formation. Curtin behind him, hands it off. And the Beaver Falls Tigers defensive line meets him in the backfield. Loss of 2, led once again by Jacob Jesseman. Nice tackle for loss there. It seems as though the front three, the Beaver Falls Tigers, just really too much for the front line for Elwood City for the most part so far this evening.
I agree, because how many pressures? 8, 9, maybe 10, 3 sacks. I mean, if you're a third of the time you put pressure on them, you're sacking them. That's a pretty good percentage.
Smiley, shotgun, back to pass, looking, plenty of time, has a man, and overthrows his target. He was looking for Daylon Curry, but ultimately 2 receivers were in the same area at the same time. Cameron Huckleberry was over there too, and so were the defensive backs covering him.
3rd and 12. You got to be in 4-down position here. It's late in the third. You figure if things go and your defense plays well, you could get the ball back a couple more times, but you're not going to punt from here. So you want to try to get at least 6 or 7 yards on this play.
3rd and 11. 3rd and 12. They're calling it from the 32. Has to get to the 20. Back, looking, has a man. He caught it.
Wow.
Here come the flags. And inside the 10-yard line, it's going to be 1st and goal.
But is that offensive pass interference or defensive? Hard for me to tell from this far down. But when 3 guys are fighting for the ball and 2 of them are defensive players, you tend to think it's defensive pass interference or holding, but I don't know. I don't know what you saw, Robert.
It looked to me as though I didn't actually see a penalty. I didn't think there was anything on that play.
So if they threw it as the ball was being caught.
And 2 flags came in. So they're going to call it against the defense, but it's going to be declined anyway. So the catch is made, and it's 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for Elwood City.
I think either holding or something. There's 2 guys down there fighting at his arms. They probably pass interference, but he got his arm free. The flag was being thrown as he was caught catching the ball, so likely leads you to believe it was defensive, but that's a big catch, and they're only 8 yards out now.
Smiley under center. Curtin deep. Hands it off. Met at the line and taken down once again. They try to run up the middle and they are not able to. That one, Derek Beck, coming in from his safety spot to make that tackle. So now it's 2nd and 8, 2nd and goal from the 8. One more play, you got to believe, is all they're going to run in this quarter.
I think they got to pass the score before this right here.
Smiley under center, fakes the handoff. He rolls. He's looking, has a man. Touchdown. Nice pass. He got the toss to Gulo, and they got the touchdown. That was big. And that was a really well-designed play because he faked the handoff, and Beaver Falls bit pretty hard on that. And when they rolled out the opposite way from where the run was going to go,
he had 2 options.
There just really weren't many people over in coverage.
Yeah, he had 2 options. Guy toward the end of the end zone on the far right was covered. The other guy wasn't. Boom, that's what you go to. And Beaver Falls, just not enough coverage there.
And they are going to go for 2.
Interesting.
Down 24-19. Back to pass, looking, flag thrown, and it was caught. Barbario caught, but the flag is down, and it looks as though it's going to be against Elwood City.
Huh. I thought Elwood City was coming off the field.
Here comes the call. Illegal shift against Elwood City.
Well, I guess you go for 2 here. Excuse me. You go for 2 here that makes it 24-21. Then, right, a field goal could tie the game. A touchdown obviously could win the game or put you ahead. Even if you miss it, then you're going to have to get a touchdown to get the game. So it doesn't hurt you.
There's no downside in going for 2.
It doesn't. Yeah, it just takes a field goal out of the equation. If you have to come down to the end of the game, it's a touchdown instead of a field goal. But you're going to have to score either way. But why not go for 2 is what they're saying. Even if you miss it,
you're down by 5. If you were to go for the point after attempt, you're still down by 4. You need a touchdown either way, so why not go for it here? And they are going for 2. Smiley with Curtin on his hip. Smiley looking, pressure's coming, has a man in the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Huckleberry once again and not able to make the connection.
Yeah, he had him, just underthrew him.
19, 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. The kickoff is next in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Hey you, looking to finally wrap up that big project but can't find that last tool you need to get the job done? Go to D&G Rentals. D&G Rentals of Beaver Falls is the multi-tool of Northwest Pittsburgh in finding equipment rentals of all kinds. Whether it's renting a straight head grinder for a week or a circular saw for a few hours, D&G has you covered with everything you need for bargain prices. Visit D&G Rentals in Beaver Falls today and indulge in the most complete equipment rental store Northwest Pittsburgh has to offer.
25 seconds to go in the third quarter. We are set for the kickoff after Elwood City getting that touchdown and the failure on the 2-point conversion.
Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk 49.7 Avonworth over Beaver third quarter.
And the kickoff, once again, is out of bounds. You would think with 53 1/3 yards to go the whole way across that you'd be able to get it somewhere inside the green. But they've had a difficult time. This is both sides of the ball. You want to get away from the star returners, but at the same time, you're turning the ball over to where they're getting the ball in great field position at the 35. So now 1st and 10 for Beaver Falls, 25 seconds to go until the end of the third quarter. And let's check in with Derek Rossiter on the sideline. Derek, what is the tone that you're experiencing down there?
Seems everything's pretty good right now. The coaching staff are keeping everybody on point. They got to get this ball moving. The last drive got stalled out. They can get this ball moving like they did that right in the beginning of the second half here. We should.
Christian Dawkins has it, looking for somewhere to go with it, and he is swarmed under and taken down for a loss. And once again, it's Colton Gulo in the backfield. He is joined by a number of players, including Daylon Curley from his cornerback position. But just a really difficult performance for Beaver Falls, not having their star quarterback, Xavier Clark, out with an injury from the first half. And looks as though it's something that's going to end his season. And that is the end of the third quarter. The fourth quarter is next on Beaver County Radio.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
And the fourth quarter is about to get underway. First, let's get an update on the latest from Hopewell and Northgate. Here's Joe from Boom Pow DIY Solar.
Thanks, Mike and Mangino. I guess my second quarter report got cut off. The score at halftime is 23-21 as the Trojans scored with 10 seconds left in the half with a 60-yard hook and lateral. Trojans are on top 23-21. I'm your superhero of energy savings. Call me at 844-BOOM-POW. The third quarter is just about ready to get started right now. Back to Mike and Mangino.
Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. We'll check in with Frank regarding the latest at New Brighton in just a few minutes here. But now it's Beaver Falls. And they are second and what looks to be 14 from their own 31-yard line. They're having a real difficult time the second half
moving the ball,
getting any consistent movement of the football, and many times behind the sticks. Fumble, and it looks as though it may be Elwood City football.
Yes.
Fumbled exchange between Christian Dawkins and Kenny Jewell, and Elwood City has it. Wonderful field position inside the 30-yard line.
That is their second turnover this half. That is disastrous for them. And you know something? They're sending 3 wide receivers out, so 3 guys have to cover those wide receivers. So you're saying, okay, we think that we can line up and our 8. Well, actually, there's 7. You got other guys in the backfield. Our 7 guys can beat your 8 guys and run, and they haven't been able to do it. Instead of bringing other guys in the block, they choose to throw the wide receivers out there. It hasn't worked since the first, second, third quarter, and now the fourth, and now they're in big trouble.
And now Smiley under center. Curtin behind him. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Curtin has it. And inside the 25, finally taken down close to the 20-yard line. They're going to call him down at 21, pickup of 8 on first down for Elwood City.
Yeah, we've got 5 turnovers, and 4 of them, I believe, led. All 3 of Elwood's led to immediate scores, and so did the one Beaver Falls. So 4 of the 5 led to immediate scores, and we'll see if this one does too. I've not been to a game in a long time where almost every turnover led to the next possession. It's a score.
Trips on the near side, handoff Curtin over the right side, met by Beaver Falls defenders, but he falls forward and gets close to a first down pickup. They're going to say he's short maybe by about a half a yard.
Yeah.
In fact, they back the ball all the way back up to the 20. He needs to get to the 19, so they'll call it 3rd and 1 from the 20.
When you think about it, I mean, you know, if Elwood doesn't turn the ball over and let Beaver Falls score there late in the second quarter, they're already up in this game. So now, if they get a lead here, with the way they're playing defense and the way that Beaver Falls can't run the ball, unless they can start pulling off some pass plays, Elwood's in control. All they got to do is play some defense.
Everybody's in tight, looking for that 1 yard. Smiley keeps it, falls forward. He's into the 18. He has the first down. 1st and 10 for Elwood City.
And I say that, you know, you go back, and what's the most impressive play of the game? Was it Joel's run? Was it Joel's pass when they were down there inside the 15-yard line? Those are 2 big plays by Joel that keeps Beaver Falls ahead in this game. Elwood still has to score here. They're still trailing, so Beaver Falls could come up with a big position. They have 4 downs to try to stop them here.
Everybody in tight one more time. 1 wide receiver, man in motion, tosses it, trying to get outside to the 15 and out at the 13-yard line. That was a quick toss to Dominic Hogue, and he was able to pick up some nice yardage.
Yeah, you get diversified play calling, and there it is again. We haven't seen that play. A guy coming from the end on a pitch and go out to the right side. That's a big first down catch. We saw the we haven't seen the wide receiver screen in a while. We saw the running back screen earlier in the mid to late third quarter, but they're mixing plays up right now and keeping Beaver Falls on their toes.
3 wide receivers this time, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side, ball far hash mark. Smiley back to pass, looking, has a man open, not able to make the connection. Dominic Hogue in and out of his hands at around the 10-yard line.
Single coverage on that side. On the left side, 3 DBs, 2 receivers. But they were all in the same area. You got to find a way to block and get a guy open on that left side to get a guy open. Didn't see it happen that last play, but 3rd and 4, you figure they've got 2 plays to make 4 downs. I mean, you don't have to throw here. You could run the ball twice.
Oh, easily. And the way that they've been running the ball consistently, you would think that it's an easy pickup for them. Pistol formation. Curtin has it, and he gets down close to the 10 and then stuffed maybe right around the 11-yard line. Christian Dawkins and company meeting Curtin right at the line of scrimmage and able to go maybe another yard or 2 past it.
So now it's 4th and 2. So now this is a scenario where how does he go to his left on an option or right? I could see a play like they're going to say 4th and 3. But, I mean, you got to be throwing here, I would think. Big play.
He has to get down close to the 8, and they're around the 11.
Big play here.
Looks as though they're going to run heavy left at this point. Play action, rolling back to his right, has a man complete. Barbario has it close to the end zone. Are they going to say touchdown? No. He's down inside the 5, and they're going to mark it. Where are they marking this play? At the 3-yard line.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, beautiful. I knew there was going to be some kind of rollout. It's exactly what happened. He rolled to his right, short side of the field, And the running back, they used that play again. It's worked 3 times for them. Worked perfectly in their first and goal from the 3.
Run heavy on the right side. Curtin has it this time over that right side. Touchdown, Elwood City. They've been trailing all game long until the 9:14 mark of the fourth quarter, where they take a 1-point lead, 25-24.
And they took over this game late first quarter. Clark got hurt. Beaver Falls couldn't run the ball, and despite 3 turnovers, and now this is 5 turnovers combined in the game, 4 of the 5 the next possession, and they have somebody down, does Elwood, in the end zone. That could be a cramp, but we'll see. But 4 of 5 turnovers have led directly to scores, and that is big. And Elwood City has scored twice on Beaver Falls turnovers, and they now take over by 1. I would think they go for 2 here.
9:14 to go, and while there is an injured player on the field, we'll take a timeout with them. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
J. Young Refuse and Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 36 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceed safety and service throughout the day, while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. J. Young Refuse offers both commercial and residential pickup as well. Call J. Young Refuse at 724-495-6199 today.
Injured player on that play, Richard Curtin. Smiley rolling, pressure's coming, throws it incomplete. And so they stay up by 1, 25-24, and the injuries are beginning to pile up, and none more pronounced than the one by Joey Clark, where he hurt his non-throwing arm and had to be taken away for further examination and treatment. But the injuries continuing to pile up for both sides. Fortunately, not so much to where they can't play.
That last one was Richard Currington, and Derek says cramping, walked off on his own power.
That's good news.
More scores. We see from a good friend of mine. Let's see what he's telling me. Ambridge, Ellicott with 43-0 in the third quarter over Ambridge is what I just got. Aberworth game. Aberworth is now final 49-7 over Beaver. And now Elwood in control. If things stay the way they are, Elwood finishes second, and Beaver Falls would be third if Riverside loses, I think, and they are losing now. So Beaver Falls would likely then not get a home game, and Elwood City would.
And it works out pretty well considering they moved the whole trick-or-treat thing, right?
Yeah, likely.
Elwood City, the kick is away. It is high and it is deep to the 16-yard line. Taken by one of the up men, splits the difference and gets out close to the 36-yard line. Coverage, there seemed to be an opening and then it closed quickly.
And I'll tell you something from my knowledge and what I know. I just got confirmation the WPL seedings, they will announce them in the afternoon. I think they kind of like the NCAA and everything else. They have an idea of what's going on, but then based on what happens tonight, they got to plug play, figure out who goes where, meet in the morning, and dot their I's and cross their T's and get it out in the afternoon. So we'll probably know mid-afternoon tomorrow where all our teams will be, and of course we decide then, as will Frank Sparks, where we're going to go, where we're going to be, whether it's home, whether it's away, and who we're going to cover. And we're going to have a lot more of that tonight and Wednesday.
Yeah, well, it'll be a great playoff run for as long as it goes. Christian Dawkins trying to find some room outside, just not able to get it. A flag comes in from one of the back judges, and Christian Dawkins trying to make something out of nothing, and now he is down on the field after the cornerback
he's up.
Went down low. Daylon Curry went down low to be able to trip him up, but it looks as though Christian Dawkins, for the most part, may have been down just because he was frustrated.
And you see what I mean about when we talked to both of these coaches, Elwood kind of knew they were in mostly. Beaver Falls has a pretty good inkling that they're in based on what they've done to teams below them, even if they lose this game. But even though they know that, you're out on the field in a game this tight, you don't want to start putting backups, and you want to win the game.
Right.
So as a coach, what do you tell your kids? Sit. We're not going to win this game. Let's just get to the playoffs. You put a negative. You've been telling them all year long, play. It's hard. Let's go. Let's work. And then all of a sudden, in fourth quarter in a tight game, you sit, guys. That's the problem. And you're too competitive to do that. And I think that's why, all your teams we talked about tonight, you don't see a lot of that. You might later in this game, but at 25-24, I guarantee you Beaver Falls still wants to win this game.
And they have a chance to win this game. I mean,
if they're down 3 scores here, I can see it.
Different story. Christian Dawkins in the shotgun. Backs on either side, trying to get some blockers, can't, and able to get maybe a yard on the play.
I'm watching the DBs. They're coming in just in case. The wide receivers are barely making a move to get even open. I mean, it's so obvious they're running the ball. If I'm Beaver Falls right now, I really consider faking them again and sending somebody through the middle where nobody's at because the DBs aren't covering. Get one of those running backs out of the backfield, get Jewel the ball, and see if you can hit him at the 40, 45-yard line. Get a big gain or all the way down the field. I'd try it again. I really would.
Yeah, go for the Keyshawn Jamison hookup
because
that
right
you got
now,
the touchdown on.
If they don't get the first down, they're going to have to punt, and then Elwood could run this clock out. I really think they need a big play.
Snap back, looking, throwing into double coverage, intercepted by Elwood City.
That's the danger. No, they're saying Beaver Falls ball. Elwood City saying Elwood City ball. Yes, the ref is saying Beaver Falls ball. Elwood City saying he caught it. Oh,
did he steal it away from him?
Must have, because
that is crazy. Because it happened right in front of us.
Dominic Hogue comes out of it.
Do we have the instant replay on that one?
Dominic Hogue comes out of it, pointing he had it. The ref said no, Beaver Falls had it. They needed a big play, and they got it. I thought it would be up over the middle. They went to the right side.
Just watch the instant replay again on the video of what we have on Facebook and YouTube. And Ho goes up, high points it, but by the time he comes down and the referees come over,
we'll get a chance. We'll go to Derek. He said it was right in front of him. So we'll get Derek.
Right after this play, we'll come down to you, Derek. Has it. Handoff. Kenny Jewell trying to find some room, able to pick up one. Derek, what did you see on the sideline? Derek with the Lisa Lathan team powered by eXp Realty sideline report. What did you see, Derek?
Yeah, both Jamison and the Elwood defender went up for the ball, and as they were coming down, Jamison ripped it out of his arms as he was coming down before they made contact with the ground. So great heads-up play by Jamison.
There you go, bud.
You talked about playing with heart, and nobody's giving up here tonight.
Yeah.
And these kids just aren't.
It's interesting.
They want to win this game. 6:41 to go, running clock. Elwood City, 3 wide receivers. Handoff, this time to Kenny. And nowhere to go on that one. And a tackle, Daylon Curry coming in from his cornerback position for the tackle.
Another great game, Robert. We've had one game that really wasn't that good. Everything else has been a good game. Everything else has been competitive within a score or two. We've had a couple games at the end of the fourth quarter go a little bit, but we've not had a bad game other than the Central Valley Beaver game that was out of control. Every game's been good we've done on Beaver County Radio. What do you got?
You mentioned Central Valley. Fry Transportation Update Desk. Central Valley 28-16 on North Hills. What a program they run there.
I'm telling you, man.
3A bidding up a 4A school. They just can compete with anybody, it seems, at Central Valley. Calling for the snap. Back to pass. Kenny Jewell looking, pressure's coming, and down he goes. Back into his own 47-yard line. He was looking for somewhere to go with it, and now it's 4th and what looks to be about 16 for Beaver Falls.
He tried to push the defender away to give him some room, and when he did that, he lost his balance and fell back because he really wasn't tackled that hard. He had a little bit of contact, but he tried to push away to give himself some room and lost his footing. They're going to punt. They're going to punt. They're going to have to punt.
Aliquippa victorious 57-7. That's a final 29-12 Mohawk on top of Riverside. The kick is away. It is a very high kick. Fair catch is called and taken at the 33-yard line. Elwood City gets it when we come back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Hello, this is Alan Bross, General Manager at Moon Township Ford. Just like a good football team is trained to win, our goal is to win you over with our own team of experienced professionals equipped with what it takes to make your dreams of a new car come true. So if you haven't visited us for a while, come over and see what we have to offer. Or visit our exciting selection of cars and trucks online. Find out why people keep running back to Moon Township Ford. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
First and 10 for Elwood City. Smiley takes it, hands it off to Curtin. Curtin tackled in the backfield. Great play from his defensive line position. That looked like McDowell in on the tackle. Nice play by Lucas McDowell, the 5'10", 210-pound sophomore, cut playing big for Beaver Falls.
It's going to be
there
exciting.
are a lot of young guys that are playing like they're upperclassmen.
When you're in 1A, 2A, even 3A, you get to this time of the year, every school has a couple guys like that have to step up, younger guys.
Smiley, shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Back to pass, looking deep, and was hit as he was letting go of the ball. And once again, that was pressure by Lucas McDowell that caused that ball to go incomplete, falling way short of an intended target. 3rd and 12 for Elwood City. 4:22 to go. The clock stops with the incomplete pass. Beaver Falls looking to get a stop here to get the ball back, hoping to be able to have one more opportunity to be able to drive the ball down and get into at least field goal range to give their kicker an opportunity to win this game for them. Elwood City, 3 wide receivers at the top. Smiley, back, pressure's coming, and almost intercepted. Lucas McDowell again. They were trying to set up a screenplay, but Lucas McDowell read it the whole way, batted the ball down, so now it's 4th and 12. Elwood City needing to punt this away, and 4:17 to go on the clock. Derek Beck is set now back to return this kick. He's at his 48-yard line.
They burnt no time on the clock, none. No time. And, the Beaver Falls still in this game. Elwood's crawled all the way back on that chance to move the sticks and end this game, and they give it right back.
Curry kicks it. Looks as though it may have been touched. Bounces at the 47, takes an Elwood City roll.
Well, that's big.
All the way down to the Beaver Falls 42. So now it's Beaver Falls 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. 4:06 to go in this game.
I really now, with Riverside losing to Mohawk right now, and if things continue the way they are, Aliquippa's winning, they're going to make the playoffs. Both of these teams are going to be in win or lose. It's a matter of second place for Elwood if they hold on, or Beaver Falls gets second if they win. If not, they could fall to 4th because Riverside beat them. Riverside would be 3rd, and then Mohawk can beat New Brighton. Do both of them make it? Does one of them make it? You still got Osh, you got Waynesburg, you got a couple other teams in there. It's going to be a lot to talk about tonight and Wednesday.
Christian Dawkins has it, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Makes a couple of men miss and gets out beyond the 45 to the 46. Pickup of 3 yards for Christian Dawkins. He worked really hard to pick up those yards.
They've had 2 successful pass plays. No, 3. Clark had the one where he got hurt, and then the one that got him the first down and the one that got him the touchdown. They are going to have to throw if they want to score here. Unless, obviously, a Jewel or somebody breaks a big run. Remember this, they're all up there to stop the run. If you can get the right block and get people through, then you got all day to run. But they're going to have to throw the ball somehow, some way to win this game.
Well, their willingness to throw has Elwood City playing a little softer. Kenny Jewell finds a seam and gets out close to midfield to the 49-yard line. Have you noticed on that last play, the free safety is playing deeper. They're playing more honest on the pass coverage.
Because they know they could get tricked. Again, because, they're thinking like I'm thinking, here's Jewell. He's done it a couple times. He's getting the ball. One of those running backs flashes out. Somebody has to protect against that because the linebackers are coming up. Somebody has to be there to see that, and it's a matter of time before Beaver Falls throws the ball again. Not right now, but they eventually will.
3rd and 3. Kenny Jewell right up the middle. First down pickup to the 47-yard line. And it's interesting, once you have them a little concerned that maybe you're going to throw the ball, all of a sudden the defense is playing a little bit softer. And now you have your offensive line led by Jacob Jesseman able to create a little bit of a hole, able to get those 3 yards of play to get that first down.
Union was driving for a possible go-ahead touchdown. New Brighton picks them off. New Brighton takes over at their 22, up 6-0 with 4:30 left in the game.
Beaver Falls gets it. Christian Dawkins looking to go somewhere with it, trying to bounce it outside, and Christian Dawkins just not able to do that. And he's taken down for a loss. This time he lost 4, all the way back to the Beaver Falls 49. He has to make it all the way to the 37 of Elwood City for a first down. 2:07 to go in the fourth quarter. And now a timeout. Critical possession here for Beaver Falls.
Final, Western Beaver 50. Freedom 0, Freedom out of the playoffs. Western Beaver wins this conference. So things becoming more solid. Western Beaver definitely won. One of these teams 2. Riverside with a loss will be 3 or 4. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to come down to New Brighton wins that game. They put themselves in there with Mohawk, Olsh, and Waynesburg, and likely 3 of those 4 teams make it. Will New Brighton be one of them? We're going to know in probably, say, 15, 16 hours, 17 hours.
So 2nd and 15 now, 2:07 to go in the fourth quarter. Every time Beaver Falls tries to run it outside, they don't seem to have anything going. Elwood City's linebackers just too fast. They're able to sprint to those spots.
Yeah.
Their best option right now in running the ball seems to be figuring out some way of being able to get it up the middle.
Block and get it up the middle.
Yes.
Now they're sending 4 receivers out.
They're just hoping to do whatever they can to free up the middle of this to get the defense to play off. Kenny Jewell looking to throw, has a man open and overthrows his target.
Wow.
And he was open, but he overthrew him. He was looking for Isaiah Sellers out of the backfield, who lined up in a wide receiver position. So now it's 3rd and 15. And I'm a little surprised by that call, considering they had 3 plays to get 15 yards. It was just too far.
There was another guy at the 45-yard line wide open, one of the other running backs. He went to the double-covered guy. There was another guy. I think he went to his first option because he's not a quarterback all the time. They told him, this is who you go to. And, but he's not to a point of progression looking through, seeing who else is open. He did have someone else open, but I agree with you. Get 7 or 8 yards, then you got 2 more plays to get 8 yards.
Back to pass, looking to throw. Has a man over the middle. Got him.
Yep.
Completed to the 40-yard line. Sets up a 4th and 3.
Yep.
What a great pass. And Kenny Jewell was able to connect with Levi Wynn, the 102-pound sophomore. He's only 5'3", but he crossed that middle like he was a whole lot bigger than that. Knew he was going to get hit. Held on for that completion. And now a 4th and 3. And the game is on the line with 1:30 to go and a running clock.
Have to throw. I'd throw here. I don't know if I'd trust a run.
Kenny Jewell calling for the snap. Follows Christian Dawkins. Has some room. Bounces it outside. Gets the first down and more to the 30. Down inside the 25-yard line and finally taken down at the 24. 1:13 to go in the fourth quarter.
Now you got to worry about your timeouts. They got 2. I thought they only had 1. That must have been last half. They got 2 timeouts to play with. This is good. Elwood has 2. He gets to a point where if they get too close, does Elwood burn timeouts? But no, nobody's burning a timeout here, are they?
Nobody.
Nobody's burning a timeout.
The clock was stopped long enough to be able to spot the ball, and now it continues to run.
Boy, Beaver
The
Falls
ball's at the 25, far hash mark. We're under a minute to go.
A long time.
They're taking a very long time. 54 seconds. Kenny Jewell on the right side trying to find some room, gets it down inside the 21, and now timeout is called by Beaver Falls with 47.2 seconds to go.
57. They took 20 seconds from the time that ball. I would have called a timeout there and set myself on first down and given him 2 plays and told him this is what happens after this play. 2 plays. This is the first play. This is the second. Look for me for a hand signal, something. But you burnt 20 seconds, Robert, to play 1 play. You can't do that now.
No.
And let that clock run and run and run. Now,
at that rate, they have 2 plays left.
Exactly. So now, right, but now if whatever happens now, if you catch the ball, you go out of bounds, that can help you. But no matter where you go, unless the ball, if you get the first down, you might want to consider spiking the ball. but now you've got an inexperienced guy at the quarterback. Are you telling him that kind of stuff? Is he a game manager? Those are the things that Clark brings that he's not. And so if they can win this game without Clark after Elwood came back on this drive, boy, that's impressive for Beaver Falls. But they still have 20 yards to go and 47 seconds. They could do it. But now the fact that they're passing, Elwood City's defense has changed.
So now Beaver Falls, 4 wide receivers. They have receivers open. Elwood City didn't cover everybody. Kenny Jewell trying to find somewhere to go, able to get down to the 20-yard line, able to pick up a yard. But most importantly, the clock continues to run. And they finally call their last timeout.
Have to.
With 34.2 seconds left to go in this game.
I think you tell Jewell, look, throw the ball, but if there's nobody open, he has to run. I think that has been successful for Clark and others. Everybody's downfield. You get a little seam at the offensive line, and you burst it in there and score. They didn't get that. Elwood covered it. He only got a yard, and now you have to burn that timeout. Now you've got to throw it to the sidelines or throw it in the end zone. You've got 2 plays to get a first down, but you got to be thinking, sidelines because you don't have any timeouts. And if you got to tell your quarterback, if you get a first down, line up and spike it.
Right.
He's got to know that kind of stuff. Only 34 seconds to go. Now, a big burst up the middle. They were hoping for that from Jewell. You could get that. A lot of things can happen in this game, but boy, what an exciting ending. And what a great game to end our season, regular season. Can only hope playoff games are going to get as good as this.
Beaver Falls coming out. Who is going to take the snap from center? It looks as though it's going to be Kenny Jewell. Christian Dawkins lined up on his left side. 4 wide receivers out. 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Kenny Jewell has it, rolls to his left, throws it, has a man intercepted by Elwood City. Tackled down at the 18-yard line. Elwood City is going to come out of this game with a victory. Turnovers have been the story of this game tonight. So many of them leading to scores, hurting Elwood City early, and now a turnover sealing the victory for the Wolverines.
Union tackles New Brighton in the end zone. Safety 6-2, 3:33 left with Union with the ball. New Brighton's quarterback hurt and out of the game.
Wow.
A lot of things happen. It's so exciting. Technology has really helped us. We got people with different games, and now this one looks like it's going to be a final. It's going to be Neal on the ball, but boy, I tell you.
Takes the knee, and that's the end of the ball game. Elwood City coming out of this game victorious, considering at one point they were down by 2 scores, and they're able to come back and get the victory. And a lot of it because Beaver Falls lost their starting quarterback, Joey Clark, early in this game. And you got to wonder how different this game would be.
Fun game.
If he could have played the rest of this game.
We could dissect this thing, and what happens if nobody turns the ball over? I mean, there's a lot. What a great football game.
It was. Absolutely fantastic game. Derek Rossiter joining us in just a moment as he lines up the head coach of the Ellwood City Wolverines, Dan Bradley. And then also we're looking at players of the game. And on the Beaver Falls side, Kenny Jewell, number 6. What a standout performance that he had tonight. Big run, 50-yard touchdown round to open the scoring, and then threw for a touchdown late in the second half. And then on the Elwood City side, we're looking at Tyler Smiley able to lead his team back with a big drive, especially that 90-yard touchdown drive where they got the ball on their own 10-yard line, a number of key passes to lead them to the victory. Tyler Smiley as the CCBC player of the game for Elwood City. And Derek, I'm looking for you, Derek. I'm trying to figure out where you might be, and I'm not quite finding you yet. Elwood City victorious in this game, 25-24. With the win, they get the playoff seed, and it looks as though they're going to be getting that home playoff game. And the plans that they had made earlier to have the trick-or-treat night, move-the night, is going to pay off for them ultimately.
CCBC.
CCBC players of the game. While look, Kenny Jewell.
Yeah, gotta be.
Kenny Jewell with what he did, 50-yard touchdown pass, touchdown run in the pass, and then Tyler Smiley. Even though he had the turnovers that he had, still led them into this.
The only other guy would be, the only other guy you could consider for them, I think, for Elwood would be. Well, Hockenberry scored the 1 touchdown. Curenton scored 2. To me, it's either Curenton or Smiley, but I got to go Smiley. He led the team. He's been their best player. I go Smiley and Jewell. I don't know what Derek feels. Derek?
Yeah, I believe that Derek's trying to line us up a couple of interviews here. One with the head coach, if we can get him, Dan Bradley of the victorious Ellwood City Wolverines.
Do you agree with both of the
ones? Oh, absolutely.
Derek, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Derek?
He can hear. He's trying to line up the interviews right now.
That's cool. Do you agree with us on players of the game?
I do.
And he does. We got the head nod and a quick I do. There you go.
Campbell out there. Get Dan Campbell to get somebody from Beaver Falls. Can't miss him.
All right. And while he's lining this up,
we're getting him.
It looks as though they're still having a team huddle with the celebration, waving the Elwood City banner high into the air. The American flag with them, and Derek looking to talk to. If you have Smiley with you right now, go ahead. We'll check in. Here's Derek Rossiter with Tyler Smiley, the CCBC player of the game for Elwood City.
All right, guys. Hey, I got Tyler Smiley here. Hey, bud. Great second half of the game. Way to keep control of the game and keep this ball moving on the offense. What were some of the big things that you, as a senior, your teammates stood out on the second half for you, made to come out with this win?
We blocked really well. We ran the ball really well in the second half. We had struggles in the first half, and that's honestly when we can run the ball, we can win games.
Yeah. We noticed the difference in the second half and the first half. We had you guys had extra players blocking for you to give you more time. What do you say on the blockers to keep you from getting everybody from the Beaver Falls line in your backfield and keeping you get the ball moving?
They're always the reason we win, and it helps running back and me. We make plays because of them. Yeah. They're the best players on our team.
Awesome. As a senior, what's this last game of the regular season mean for you as a senior, coming on the road, getting a big win?
It's amazing because we left a very good pro game last year, and now we're coming back and we're becoming better and better, and we're going to go into the playoffs with a streak.
Awesome. Tyler, thanks so much. Congratulations. Go enjoy this with your team.
Well done, Derek. Thank you very much. And a big victory here for Elwood City to come on the road in the Beaver Falls, in the hostile territory on a senior night here for Beaver Falls to get the victory and then lead this team, even with some struggles, able to show that he's able to overcome that adversity to ultimately get the win and then lead Elwood City on a winning streak going into the playoffs.
I agree. And here's Derek with somebody or no? Yep, here's Derek.
Hey, guys, I got Coach Bradley here. Coach, great second half. Your team definitely came out from what we talked about coming out of the locker room. What do you have to say about your defense for shutting those guys down in the second half?
We played well in the second half. Came with some big plays, tackled better, had better discipline, and got the pick at the end. I thought we had one earlier, but, it was on the far side. Couldn't see what happened. But, same guy came up big, Dom Danucci, and he's happy. We're all happy.
Yeah, takeaways were definitely a big subject of this game, and that it was literally happened right in front of me. It was a wrestling match for that ball. Beaver Falls came out with it, but great defensive play. What do you have to say about your quarterback keeping strong, keeping this team moving, and keeping everybody positive going to the end?
Yeah, he came up big for us. Struggled a little bit early with a bad ball, but he's mentally tough. He's a smart kid, and he went up there and made some good throws.
Hey, ask him specifically what did he do to make changes because they were pressuring him 7, 8, 9 times in the first half. And what did they do to stop the pressure coming because they had to give Smiley time to throw the ball in the second half?
Yeah, Mike and the guys up in the booth want to know what were some of the changes that you made to keep the pressure off Smiley in the second half there.
Like I said, we had Vinny went down. We had Hayden McCandless step in. Did a much better job in the second half where we kept a tight end in on his side for most of the plays to help solidify the protection so we didn't have to slide out on the 50 front, and that was our adjustment.
Awesome. Great win, Coach. Congratulations on the win at the end of the season here. Good luck next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Derek, thank you. Derek Rossiter with the Lisa Latha Team Power brokered by eXp Realty, sideline report for us all evening long, and we appreciate his contributions. Knowing what we know at this point, how do you see this in this game and the results here, and what you are anticipating the WPIL group is going to look at and position these teams? I mean,
I think that Elwood City's the second, Western Beaver's the first. Those are locks. They both make it. I believe that now with Riverside's loss tonight would make them 4-3 in the conference. If they lose to Mohawk, then they're 4-3 in the conference, and Beaver Falls is 4-3 in the conference. But Riverside's win over Beaver Falls puts Riverside third. Wait a minute. Mohawk would then be 4-3. They go ahead of Riverside, and Elwood, and then Beaver Falls beat. Wait a minute, Mohawk. So then Beaver Falls is fourth. Mohawk 5th, Riverside 6th, I believe. So, Western, Elwood, Mohawk, or Beaver Falls, Riverside, New Brighton. This is going to be tough for New Brighton to get in. I really do, because Riverside's losing. You've got Riverside at 3-4. New Brighton is going to win. They'll be 3-4. Mohawk wins. They'll be 4-3. Do you take a New Brighton team at 6-4 but 2-4 in the conference over a Riverside 4-3 and 5-5? Do you take the complete record over the conference record? Or I can't see them taking 6 teams from the MAC. 5 probably, but then you
got to believe that the way I've heard it is that the conference record matters most. That if the conference record doesn't supersede everything else, then what does that mean for a Central Valley team that gets just pummeled in the non-conference games and then comes back out and figures out ways of being able to win in the conference
I agree.
games?
Conference is big, but non-conference is big too. 3 guaranteed each. So the 3 guaranteed are going to be Western Beaver, Elwood City, and I got to figure out with Beaver Falls, Riverside, and Mohawk all at 4-3 who gets the 3. But it's going to be 4 MAC teams, a team from the Allegheny, a team from the Century, 7 teams fighting for 4 spots, and who gets it? That's the question. I believe Beaver Falls gets in. I don't know if New Brighton's total resume is going to be good enough, since they're the worst conference record behind Mohawk and Riverside. So that's why I think New Brighton might not get in. I don't think Olsha's going to get in. I think Waynesburg gets in, so that puts Waynesburg, Mohawk, Riverside, and then New Brighton might be on the outside looking in. I don't know. And the struggle against a Union team, it's still a conference win, but how does the seeding committee look at it? That's the question.
Yeah, it may be a conference victory, but my goodness, if you're looking at a conference victory against a team that barely hasn't won a game all season. Let's go down to Derek on the sideline. Derek, do you have Kenny Jewell?
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Kenny Jewell. Kenny, tough game here. I mean, you guys fought to the end. It was back and forth. Turnovers were a big part of this game. You guys scored on some really good turnovers. Talk about your play with your follow seniors. You and Christian really ran the ball good and kept control of the game. You had some big plays toward the end there. Tell me about how it felt with you to really come down to the wire here with the game and with that right beside Christian.
Well, this loss hurts. I know we really wanted to win this, especially as seniors, since it's our last home game possibly at Geneva. But the only way we're able to even run like that is because our line, led by our senior Jacob Jessman. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. Good. Yeah, I mean, great game all around. What is your message to your fellow teammates, especially some of your underclassmen going into next week? What is going to be your message to help motivate everybody into the playoffs?
We just got to come back next year stronger for those younger ones. Hopefully we're still in the playoffs, get a chance to redeem ourselves and maybe make a run to the Whips and even states.
Ask him
we just got to keep our heads up, watch film, and come back strong.
Ask him about the team's mood after Clark went down with the injury.
What was the team's mood? What were some of the feelings you were feeling on the sideline when Clark went down?
It was heartbreaking because we don't really have a second-string quarterback, so me and senior Christian had to just take over the game and try to do what we can possibly. We had to come up with plays on the go. Even that one touchdown I threw to Keyshawn Jamison, we never ran that before, so it worked somehow, and it paid.
Yeah, you guys definitely found a way to make some of those plays work, and we were hoping to see some passes to mix up. I mean, they were stopping you on the line, so it was a great mix-up there to change some things up and get a touchdown. So congratulations. We'll see how it all plays out, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of reason for him to not think as though this is the last game. It's the last game at Geneva. It's the last game at Reese Field. It's that emotional impact of being a senior and realizing you just suited up and played for the last time at home. But there's every reason to believe that there's going to be a game next Friday for Beaver Falls.
Yeah, I think so. I really do think so. I can't see them not taking them. They've got a better conference. They're 4-3, 5-5, but this is a mush. It's Elwood City. It's Beaver Falls, it's Riverside, it's New Brighton, it's Mohawk. It's 4 teams, and I don't know how they're going to do it. You got Mohawk at 5-5, 4-3, New Brighton at 3-4, 6-4, Riverside at 4-3, 5-5, and Beaver Falls 4-3 at 5-5. So who do you take and who doesn't? I think Beaver Falls is in over some wins of lower teams in conference, so I think they get in as a wild card for sure. I don't know if they get in as a third place team or not. Mohawk may have jumped them all to third, but I think if Mohawk's win tonight is going to possibly knock either Riverside or New Brighton out. I really do. Riverside's had some really bad non-section losses, and really tough losses. So I got a feeling Riverside could be the team out. I just don't know the way the committee is thinking. But one decent team is going to miss it from the MAC, even though they're probably. I can't see Olsh going at 4-6 after being mauled by Keystone Oaks.
Well, here's the thing: the score with Keystone Oaks has changed from what we reported earlier. Apparently, they updated the score, and Olsh is beating Keystone Oaks 23-8.
If that's the case, then that's really going to hurt New Brighton, because then the WPL's not going to want to put 6 teams in for the MAC. Even though they're the best conference, they're still going to want to give teams opportunities that are 500 in those other sections, and then Olsh might get in, Waynesburg gets in. That's 2 of the 4 wild cards, and then you get maybe Mohawk and Beaver Falls, and Riverside and New Brighton don't get in. That might likely happen too. I think you're counting on Keystone Oaks winning big, and if that doesn't happen, that really hurts New Brighton, Riverside probably. I feel Mohawk with this win, with a couple big wins at the end of the year, I think that sneaks them in and hurts New Brighton and Riverside. But yeah, Riverside went from a playoff team a couple weeks ago to maybe looking on the outside in. It's just too much to think about. Too many tight games. We haven't seen a conference like this in years. Even Freedom. I mean, other than Union being out of it most of the year, Freedom was right there. Freedom would have won tonight. That would really put things into a mush. They'd have been 500 too.
Let's check in with Frank with the latest on New Brighton, because that New Brighton score is critically important. Can they get the victory against Union? And if they can, by how much? Here's Frank Sparks in the latest on the New Brighton game.
From Oak Hill Field in New Brighton, it is a final. The New Brighton Lions, more like a baseball game with a final of 6-2. The Lions come out with the victory. New Brighton's quarterback Carter Jackson hurt late in the game, did not return. New Brighton was tackled in the end zone for a safety. And then after the kickoff, Union then got the ball, and New Brighton kept them going backwards for a 4th and 45 when New Brighton picked it off to seal the victory. And I really don't think New Brighton did a whole lot to impress anybody to be a wild card team, but we'll see what happens tomorrow once the Cities come out, as the New Brighton Lions in a penalty-riddled game, both sides, just penalties left and right. In the end, New Brighton comes up with a 6-2 win from Oak Hill Field. I'm Frank Sparks for Beaver County Radio.
Thank you very much, Frank. And I think he makes a pretty interesting point. It's really difficult to believe that New Brighton winning 6-2 over Union is going to have much of an impact on those at the WPIAL who are looking for teams and determining which ones get to go on to play next Friday.
If Olsh beats Keystone Oaks, that puts them in. Waynesburg's going to get in, and then there's only going to be 2 more wild card teams. And I believe with Western Beaver and Elwood finishing 1-2, 3 is likely going to be. Riverside won't be. It'll probably be Beaver Falls, and 4 would be Mohawk. And then 5 would be Riverside. I think maybe Riverside. It's going to come down to Riverside, New Brighton. I don't know. And maybe New Brighton gets in because I'd have to look at who won against who.
Okay.
Because the whole MAC conference, they took turns beating each other all year long.
there's just a lot of uncertainty, and aside from those at the very top, it's about who gets to make it at the bottom.
We know Freedom.
And we can go back and forth on it, but ultimately, it's what these organizers at the WPIAL
Yeah, we know Freedom
decide.
won't get in. We know they're not getting in. I'm pretty sure Mohawk gets in, Ellwood gets in, Beaver Falls gets in, Western gets in. I think it comes down to Riverside, New Brighton, Olsh, Waynesburg. 3 of those 4 get in.
All right. Other scores in the Parkway. This is important. We have the score that Aliquippa just rolled over Ambridge tonight. They got the big one that they needed, 57-7. Newcastle 41-17 over Blackhawk.
That puts Newcastle in, and
Newcastle
they'll
is
win
in,
the conference.
And now what happens? Montour and West Allegheny. Here's the final score: 34-13. Montour on West Allegheny.
That ends West Allegheny's hopes, and that puts Newcastle as the first team at 3-1. Aliquippa is 3-1. Montour is 3-1. With Montour's victory over Aliquippa and Newcastle, Montour wins the section. Second place would be Newcastle because they beat Aliquippa. Yes, they beat
Aliquippa has 2 losses in the section.
Right. Okay.
They lost to Montour
and Newcastle.
And to Newcastle.
Okay, so that'll be Montour winning. Montour and Newcastle were in. Aliquippa will likely be a wild card, and then Trinity, Star Valley, TJ, McKeesport, Mars, and that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be your 8. West A with this loss becomes they will not make the playoffs. Neither will Blackhawk, neither will Ambridge. But Montour, Aliquippa, Newcastle get in, and Aliquippa will finish as one of the 2 wild cards. Do they make them 8? Or do they make them 7? They're not going to have to play in conference. They'll likely have to go to McKeesport or Trinity or TJ. They're going to have to go and play a tough game on the road, likely, because this will be the first time in decades that Aliquippa doesn't have a first-round playoff game.
North Catholic and Hopewell, they're playing all the way to the wire. Here's the latest from Joe from Boom Pow DIY Solar.
Hey, thanks, Mike and Mangino. The third quarter started with quarterback Joey Felitsky completing several passes in a row as the Trojans scored again with 7:25 left in the third. Extra point was good, 30-21. As the Vikings are on the rope. The Vikings trying to get moving again. Penalties aren't helping, getting pushed back. Hopewell moving the ball at the Trojans' 27-yard line with another penalty. Too many penalties at these high school games. With 1:30 left in the third, Nasher Wade gets his third touchdown of the game from 37 yards out. Armstrong goes for 2 and makes it the score. North Catholic 30 to Hopewell's 29. With 1:17 in the third, Nick Thomas for the Vikings plays hero. Intercepts, runs back 30 yards for the touchdown. Extra point was good, 36-30. Vikings rolling on top. The fourth quarter starts with the Trojans deep into Hopewell territory at the 15-yard line. With 11:51 in the fourth, Trojans score again, take the lead, 37-36. There's about 8 minutes left in the game, and the Trojans are deep into Hopewell's territory. Remember, I'm Boom Pow DIY Solar. I am A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. I'm saving people a fortune on their solar energy. We're giving predictable pricing, and people are going to get to own their own energy. Give me a call. Call your grandma, your aunt, your cousin, your sister, whoever. Get their electric bill. Give me a call. Set up the appointment for me. I'll go see them. When I save them a fortune, we're going to split the commission 50-50. Give me a call at 1-844-BOOM-POW. Back to Mike and Mangino. Right now the score is 37-36. Trojans on top with about 8 minutes left in the game.
Thank you very much, Joe. Do appreciate that. And we'll be checking in with that score as the rest of the evening progresses. We'll take a little timeout. We'll come back. We'll recap some other scores, recap this game, and look at potential playoff scenarios and get final words. Coming up, 25-24, Elwood City squeaking by Beaver Falls on Beaver County Radio.
Lace up your cleats and rush on over to Zuki Sports Tavern. From their award-winning wings to their wide selection of ice-cold beverages, Zuki's is the place to go to watch your favorite team. Zuki's also has a plethora of salads, wraps, burgers, appetizers, and more. Don't want to leave and miss the action? Order online at Zukis.com/order. So what are you waiting for? Visit Zuki Sports Tavern in Falston today. Zuki Sports Tavern, big screens, bigger flavor. Stop by today and make your game day count.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod to street custom to full custom color paint coloring. So say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Body Works, 400 8th Street, Freedom today.
Hi, I'm Tashawn, a proud graduate of Aliquippa Junior Senior High School and formerly a student at Johnson C. Smith University. I made the decision to stay drug-free, and that choice opened up doors for me in school, sports, and in life. Opioid misuse is a growing problem in communities throughout Beaver County. Every day, more than 100 people in the U.S. lose their lives to opioid overdoses. Opioids don't just affect one person, they impact families, schools, and futures. Opioids are powerful and dangerous when misused. The best choice you can make is to stay informed and stay drug-free. Choosing to stay drug-free helped me focus on my goals and build something better. To learn more and get involved, follow us on Facebook at Drug Free Aliquippa. Your future starts now. Drug Free Aliquippa, strong choices and brighter futures.
Before and after school care will now be provided at the Beaver County YMCA for students enrolled in the New Brighton and Rochester school districts. Children in this program have the chance to do homework, make friends, and have fun. We're also excited to introduce Preschool Light, designed to help children learn through socialization, art, language development, and much more. For more information, please visit our website, www.beavercountymca.org.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. That's right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let Al's do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like tacos, fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, and more. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Call Al's today to place your order. Make your football party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
Even though trick-or-treat season is upon us, it's not too early to start thinking about gifts under the tree. It's me again, Cindy Haladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. After you come down from that sugar high of eating all that Halloween candy, take a look at your holiday shopping budget. If it's as thin as some of those skeletons adorning the yards around here, You better get that pelvis of yours in here and see me. Holiday shopping loans can do the trick for this year, and setting up a Christmas Club savings account now will be a real treat at this time next year. Get it? Trick or treat? Anyhow, make sure that you can be a great Santa Claus without ever having to put on a costume by visiting Friendly Federal Credit Union now to apply for those funds to provide a great holiday. Based on credit approval, member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union, you got a friend.
One of the greatest honors a person can receive is to be gathered with their people at the time of their passing. Even biblical authors, when they wanted to explain what it meant to have lived a great, prosperous, and meaningful life, spoke of the individual as having lived a long time and being gathered with friends and relatives near as they closed out their twilight years. Being gathered together with loved ones is something that the J&J Spratt Funeral Home takes very seriously as well. The comfort both given and received cannot be underestimated. J&J Spratt Funeral Home also knows that the honor shown to a loved one at their time of need in this manner is still the right thing to do today. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has been gathering together with area families for 4 generations and looks forward to honoring future residents deserving of being gathered together with friends and family. Click jjsprattfh.com.
Eric, are you ready? 25-24, Elwood City coming back down 2 scores to beat the Beaver Falls Tigers without their star quarterback, Joey Clark, out with injured arm, non-throwing arm, but still, according to some reports, maybe broken. And it's really hard to believe anybody comes back with a broken anything. It doesn't make a difference whether it's throwing or non-throwing.
Yeah, a lot depends on.
Anytime throughout the rest of this season. I mean, if he may be out for an entire whatever other sport he may play, for basketball too. I mean, that's a big injury to experience.
The thing about football is, though, it's his non-throwing arm. If he has a cast and he won't endanger himself anymore, could he play? I don't know, because I'm not a medical doctor. Was it a compound fracture? It's just a break that it's one of those 3 or 4 week healing things. How much pain can he take? I don't know. Those are things that have to be up to a staff, himself, his parents. I don't want to rule him out yet because I don't know how bad it is. I mean, Derek was on the sidelines. I don't know what he exactly found out, what the mood was. I mean, we didn't really get a chance to ask Coach, other than we know he's hurt because they're not going to give us exacts. But I don't want to rule him completely out yet, but probably. But you never know.
Well, they got a week to figure it out. If I were Coach Mooney, you got to prepare next week's football plan,
right?
As though he's not there,
right? And then you've got Hopewell. You're talking. They call him Boo Armstrong. I was told he's playing at 40%. He's got a bruised Achilles. I've had 2 Achilles injuries. That's a bad one, man. And he played tonight. And everybody wants to play to win. And if a kid is healthy enough to play, they're going to play him. If a kid or his parents tell you no, they're holding you back with concussions, obviously, knee injuries. Looks like you get another report here. What are we saying? What are we getting there, buddy?
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Here's what's interesting about the Hopewell game. Mm-hmm. North Catholic, 44-36. North Catholic on top of Hopewell. That's just a crazy game to be at this point.
We knew it was going to be a good one. The only reason we didn't go is because it was being covered by 2 other entities, one on TV, and we decided, hey, this game was good too. I still think that with the loss, they're going to get in because when you look at 3A, you get 3 at-large teams. 3 guaranteed will be Avonworth, Central Valley, and North Catholic, Amani, Highlands, Freeport, Southmoreland, Elizabeth Forward, Mount Pleasant. So then your 3 at-large teams should be Hopewell will be 6-4, Beaver will be 5-5, Derry is 5-5, and Burrell is 4-6. You're probably
what are they in conference?
Hopewell would be 2-3 in conference. No, 2-3 in conference. But
Beaver,
and Beaver will be 2-3 also. But the problem, I didn't update them. They might be 3-3 in conference. But the problem is, a non-conference Hopewell beat up on Freeport. I think Hopewell's good enough to be in, as is Beaver. Everybody else, all the other entities feel the same way. It comes down to a Derry or a Mount Pleasant. One of those 2 gets in. I think Burrell at 4-6 doesn't get in now. Hopewell got beat up here tonight. Maybe not, but I still think with an over 500 record and some good non-conference games, the only thing they got going on against them is they lost to Beaver, North Catholic, Central Valley, and Avonworth. But that's a monstrous section. So I really think Hopewell's still into. So our playoff teams should be, if we got some time, Central Valley will be in. I believe Hopewell and Beaver get in 4A, in 4 and 2A, Western Beaver, Beaver Falls, Ellwood City. I believe it'll be Mohawk and Riverside, and New Brighton might not get in. I could be wrong on that. And then in 4A, we're going to get Aliquippa, and that's it. And if you count Montour's close to us, they're in, and Newcastle's in. So, and then in 1A, we will get South Side in. So we're going to get some teams in. We don't have a power team. There's no, we're pretty guaranteed to get a team down in Acrisure. We could get some surprises. But we're going to have some teams to pick from in these first couple of rounds. And
it will be interesting to see.
Last year we just had Central Valley. Some years you get surprised and a team gets in there and, oh my, look at this team. They got in. Western
well, before
Beavers,
we think about Acrisure, I'm just thinking about next Friday, and it will be interesting to see what the WPIAL decides to do about all the teams that could get in, that will get in ultimately, and how they decide to build the brackets.
Yeah. I mean,
there's so much up in the air, and then once the brackets get determined, then we'll be able to make a decision, and then announcements will be made on BVP.
And there's going to be 12 spots, so there'll be buys in the first round in 3A. Do we go to see a Hopewell at a Highlands or a Beaver at an Elizabeth Ford? Those are games that could be. Do you go to, say, a Riverside or a New Brighton if New Brighton gets in? To go to Washington or Apollo Ridge? Or do we stay home and do a Southside? Or you just don't know. There's going to be a lot of teams playing. There will be some teams with buys. Or do we travel far to see an Aliquippa? We just don't know. We're going to have to see where these games are.
It'll make for a great conversation for everybody else chiming in on the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up.
That's coming up a little bit, yeah. And I think we're going to have Frank Sparks might call in. I might get Derek Rossiter on. We haven't had him on yet this year. We'll get him on.
Why not?
We'll get him on this year.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
So we'll get Derek. You don't go home to bed right away, do you? We got to get his thoughts on what happened tonight.
And you will get them coming up in the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show.
You're saying no more?
I'm saying that we are done here at Reeves Field in Beaver Falls. 1-point victory for Elwood City. And they win, and as a result of that, get the home playoff game next Friday night. Who will it be? You'll have to tune in and find out this weekend on Beaver County Radio. High school football next Friday. The Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with Mike Azadian and Ryan Garazunas is up next on Beaver County Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game was brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.